Okay, we have the green bars, we have the live counter sticking up, so it should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. It is the Paradox Hour podcast, and we're here for a somewhat mid-season check-in.
Close enough.
Probably towards the latter end, maybe pushing to a two-thirds season check-in, depending on the show.
That's fine.
Because I'm behind on certain shows because nobody else is watching them, it does mean that I am effectively at a mid-season check-in for them. But yeah, there are some that were at like episode 8 or something like that.
Yeah, most shows I think are in the episode 6 to 8 range.
Yeah. I'm also just gonna say now there may or may not be technical difficulties throughout the stream. Something's been fucking up with me. I don't know whether it's my internet provider, whether it's just something else. I don't fucking know, because it's working absolutely fine on some things and not working at all on other things. It's sort of semi-working on Discord, which, we'll see. But fingers crossed, everything will, hold firm. Hey, mate. But yeah, let us get started with our incredibly short list. This may actually be one of the shortest lists we've had for the very least some time.
And at least we might be dropping a couple more shows because they've ended at this stage.
I
don't remember.
Blue Lock, I've now finished Blue Lock. I don't know about you, Nmbr.
I'm 2 episodes behind, but yeah.
So at the very least, I can wipe that off my list. Is ReZero now over again?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
ReZero only just started its second half, like 3 weeks ago, I think it was. So it still has a little way to go.
And Danmachi's been off for a couple weeks.
I think it's coming back next week, and the last 2 episodes are going to be next week and the week after.
Fucking scheduling.
Yep.
So yeah, then I don't necessarily think we'll be losing anything, because Daima's still got 1 episode to go.
Yup.
And if nothing else...
It's funny how we have a bunch of shit with like 1 or 2 episodes left that still carry over to the end of the season.
Yeah. I mean, Blue Lock was just because Nmbr and I fell behind on it, and we didn't exactly rush ourselves to catch up on it.
No, we took our time, and honestly, I enjoy Blue Lock more that way.
Completely fair.
But yes, let's get started with the first show on the list, which is The 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You, Season 2. I'm still counting those reallys up on my fingers.
Nice. But yeah, show continues to be very fun. We've been introduced to the 9th girlfriend, Suto Iku, which can be read as stoic, but also she's a huge masochist, but also a tomboy. So it's basically a play on hardcore sports people working them so hard that they go overboard. But yeah, Iku's a fun one, and there's the dynamic that she introduces to the group, as well as the whole thing of the baseball game that serves as her introductory mini arc. Because there's now finally enough for a full team! Even though, like, 3 of them are technically in high school, so they try to get some people to sub in, but they wind up being a bit sick. So the remaining 3 get subbed in anyways. But yeah, the baseball episode is as absurd as it is just overall fun. And you get to see like a bunch of shoutouts, including to both One Piece and Dragon Ball Z, which fucking hilarious. execution on both of those, especially the whole 3-bat style that Kusari here employs.
What's that a reference to? I'm not familiar.
Oh, shut up. But yeah, they actually licensed the Dragon Soul for the Dragon Ball Z shoutouts, which is wild. Yeah, no, very fun stuff. As with the whole climactic last-minute grand slam to win the game. Also, the opposing team all have dinosaur-based designs and just use a shit ton of dinosaur puns. I don't know why they went with that theme, but it's very funny.
I mean, as you do.
Prepare to get Tyrannosaurus wrecked.
Yes, basically. But yeah, nah, look, I fucking love theme naming bullshit, especially if it has no apparent purpose in the narrative. It's just there for shits and giggles. Funny enough, they did not have the pointy ears in the manga, if I remember correctly.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, maybe it was just an anime design flourish to make them more distinctive.
Very possible.
Yeah. Still, a very fun pair of episodes, and looking forward to seeing how they continue going forward from here. But we should move on to from a show that's very absurd to something that's a tiny bit more grounded in reality.
I mean, just a little bit, but not by not by a huge amount. Let's move on to Ameku MD, Doctor Detective. I got this one right for the most part.
What, the Munchausen thing?
I didn't get the Munchausen. That one I think was probably a little too subtle for. I didn't see that one coming. I got the grapefruit juice affecting the carbamazepine medication.
Yeah, as soon as grapefruit juice was mentioned, I was like, oh, okay, that's what happens. That's what the poison is.
Yet another reason to hate grapefruit.
Yeah, grapefruit sucks.
Yeah, I don't like grapefruit.
Least favorite citrus.
I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, look, it was always going to be something within that juice, and there are obviously, chemicals and other stuff, proteins and enzymes and whatever in fruits that somebody can be allergic to, because people can be allergic to pretty much fucking anything.
I think there's someone who's allergic to water.
Very possible. It was just a case of finding out what exactly it was. And yeah, it's
the mom poisoning her damn kid.
As I said, didn't
That's
see that coming.
Up, yeah.
Munchausen syndrome by proxy, which is not actually the name for it anymore. If I just go and find it, it's actually called factitious disorder imposed on another or fabricated or induced illness by carers.
I don't think this. I think that the source material is on 17 or 18 volumes or some shit. So yeah, I think this this part of the source material was probably produced quite a while ago.
Yeah,
before that got changed.
I mean, the other thing to take into account is that, if I remember correctly, the first episode, or the first story arc, was original and written by the author of the manga. Is it manga?
It's both manga and a light novel, and the first volume of the light novel was written in, guess what year?
2009.
2014.
2014. Okay. Not quite as old then.
Still pretty fucking bold by the standards of a lot of stuff that's produced nowadays.
But yeah, as I said, that first story arc was written by the light novel's author for the anime, if I remember correctly. So it could be a could be a case of I don't know. You know, it doesn't matter that much. You know, Munchausen syndrome by proxy is still a name for it.
Yes, it's just no longer medically recognized. Which, given that this is from a pretty old source material, I don't. I think they just decided not to change it for faithfulness reasons. I don't know.
It is what it is. It's fine. It's not a big deal at all. I was just making the point because once again, it took me fucking 45 minutes to watch the episode because I stopped for a fair amount of it, fucking looking shit up.
See, that's
I wonder why.
Looking for reasons why fruit might taste bitter. I remembered an episode of House where there was a similar symptom, turned out to be unrelated. Because the drug in question, I'm not going to name it again because I can't fucking pronounce it, but it is an off-brand or off-label medication for bipolar disorder. And there was a House episode with a bipolar patient who had changes in taste, so I went and checked that to see if there was anything doing, but no. And then, of course, we got to the very end of the episode where Mai and Kotori were celebrating, and then Takao got the message, and we learned about the 8-year-old with leukemia and the very, 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 very bad white blood cell count. I went and looked that up because I believe in the episode it was something like 59,000 cells per mm3. I don't know what per cubic millimeter of blood. Yeah, the normal range for a child 6 to 18 years old is 4,800 to 10,800.
Jesus Christ, that's overkill then.
Yeah, and high white blood cell count is in fact a sign of leukemia.
Yeah, cancer's a real bitch.
Cancer is very much a bitch.
We'll say, getting off of the more technical stuff, I will say it was very cool and awesome to see Takao confronting the mother who was, being an asshole and poisoning her kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of asshole behavior.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty behavior, to say the least. She was doing it for fucking attention, basically, which is honestly kind of worse.
That's why it's considered like an illness.
No, Munchausen's in general is sort of a very tricky disorder. Because obviously you've got to a certain extent, you do have to treat, them like they do have a legitimate illness, even when you are certain they don't, sort of thing. And, as the mother did here, they will do stuff to, give themselves symptoms.
And she's also a nurse, which made it even more terrifying.
But at the same time, it also gave the game away because, a nurse absolutely should know, that you can't give your kid, too much vitamin A, for example. And, as Takao pointed out, definitely knows about the whole, don't give grapefruit juice and this fucking anti-seizure drug.
Yeah, no, bad combination, bad recipe.
I also found it hilarious that Takao's uncle decided that her being sued was worse than the ER burning down. And I do feel like the ER burning down shouldn't necessarily be blamed on her.
Yeah, no, that was not her fault at all.
Like, that was going to happen regardless of if Takao was involved or not.
Yeah. But yeah, her uncle definitely has a set of priorities. I wouldn't call them good ones.
Yeah. We also got introduced to Kumagawa, who was pretty neat, and does seem to have a history with Takao, because he called her Taka-chan.
I did see something somewhere. I don't know how reliable it is, but I did see someone saying that in the light novels, Takao actually has an ex-girlfriend who's introduced at some point.
Oh,
I don't think it will pop up in the anime at any point if it is relevant at all. But
I don't care.
You just shocked me with that. What the hell?
I mean, if nothing else, it's just gonna motivate me to get the novels if they're licensed.
Yeah.
I don't believe they are, but I can look.
I'm looking myself.
Yeah,
No,
I'm not sure how true that is,
Yeah.
but like I did see someone mention that.
I don't believe they are now.
Man, if this is true, then man, this really is just house, because even the main character is gay.
I mean, hey, it means that Mai has a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that caught me off guard when I saw it too. I was like, wait, what? Yo. Yeah, cool if true.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, I know there's been breaks, but I'm fairly sure they are actually relatively planned. By the way, they do seem to have so much, like, prepared for these breaks. I don't know. I certainly hope so.
Oh, you mean like the breaks in airing?
Yeah, the breaks in airing. Because obviously we've only got the one episode to discuss because the week before there wasn't an episode.
Okay, good. So that wasn't just me tripping, because I'm like, oh, all right, time for the new episode. I'm like, where is it?
It was a good standalone episode, and apparently we're getting an arc again. So yeah.
Cool.
No, yeah, I'm still incredibly happy with the show.
Yeah, no, it's a good show. That a certain other person who disagrees with us.
I'm just fucking ignoring that. I'm just completely ignoring it. I can't be asked.
Understandable.
Can't be asked spending time and attention talking about why that guy's an idiot.
Yeah. No, completely fair.
Like I'd much rather spend that time fucking doing research during the episode. Like I said, I'm fucking loving doing this. I absolutely, like, I'm having so much fun. Yeah, the A&N reviewer. Kennedy, I think is their name.
Something like that, yeah.
They're welcome to their opinion. I just think it's incredibly dumb.
Yeah, well,
yeah, they're welcome. They're welcome.
Shows.
They're welcome to their incredibly dumb opinions.
Yeah. Again, I'm enjoying the show so much that I'm effectively watching it twice, because I'm watching it dubbed with my mum, so...
I mean, it is basically Anime House, and I know how much you love House.
Yeah, I mean, I told you on Thursday that I got some more stuff brought up from our old house by my mum, and included in it were certainly a fair chunk of the house box sets.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's a blast.
I also know
it's a blast into the fucking physical media past, because there are so many fucking DVDs. Like as I said, I've got box sets for House. I've got box sets for Scrubs, Bones, Heroes. That fucking show.
Whoa! That took me back.
The 2000s called.
Whoa.
And a bunch of fucking wrestling DVDs that they used to do. So,
God.
as I said, it brings you back to the days of physical media.
Man,
I mean, we're renting all of Lost from Blockbuster to catch up on that one. Also, I know you are going to strong arm me into playing the House dating sim if / when that comes out.
Oh no, 100%. No, you fucking told me about it, so now we have to play it on stream.
The House dating sim?
So, someone is making a House dating sim.
What?
Yes, look it up.
I fully approve of it.
But yes, we should probably move on because we spent almost 15 minutes talking about this.
There's not much to talk about in this entire stream. We've got 2 episodes for each show.
Understandable,
3.
but still.
We can take our time a little bit, but let's move on, because again, this only has an episode.
And we've spent almost 15 minutes talking about it.
I know.
All right, I'm following the account for the house visual novel.
Same. Okay, let's move on to the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Okay, we have hit probably my favorite, like, little, sort of, not even standalone story, but, like, you know, little story in between the big arc stuff. Because the
colorblindness test?
Yeah, I love the shrine stuff. Like, I found that so interesting.
It really is interesting, because it does a nice, little cross-section of lore, history, and genetics.
Yeah. Not to mention, we get to spend more time with the Emperor, who is actually quite a fun dude. I
find he's very funny, yeah.
He's just here to have a good time.
And he clearly enjoys teasing his brother, in inverted commas.
It's very funny that Mao Mao's like, who is he? Who cares?
It's not even
that important.
It's not even who cares. It is a case of, I could figure this out, but I feel like that's just going to get me in so much more trouble. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I got enough on my plate.
Also, the Emperor's like, yeah, sorry, Mao Mao, you're a bit too small for me in the chess department. No can do.
Yeah. At least the Emperor fucking accepts it.
He's consistent.
Yeah, at least he's honest, you know?
I mean,
look, he's a tits man, and you know what? Good for him for being honest about it.
I mean, to be fair, there is actually a more solid point of similarity between the women the Emperor has chosen for his, you know, for the consorts that he pays the most attention to, which is, you know, Gyokyo, Lihua, and Arduo, which is that they're actually decent people. So
both decent people and intelligent people.
So the Emperor actually has a pretty good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
Also, unlike a certain head lady in waiting, who very much does not.
Yeah. Wow.
Fucking yikes, Shin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really fucked up thing to do to your cousin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking politics back then.
I mean, yeah, but still, fucked up thing to do to your own relative.
No, absolutely,
you know, by all indications, still cared quite a bit about you.
Mm-hmm. Again, Lihua is a decent person.
Mm-hmm. And Shin is decidedly not.
Yeah. I did love that in the middle of the, you know, this big, almost fight and emotional moment for the characters, Mao just drops a dry mental comment about Lihua's bust size.
Yeah.
Again, there was a shot in particular where they were, like, Shin and Lihua were stood across from each other that made it very clear that, you know, even if Shin had been a decent person, the Emperor might not have taken too much interest in her.
Yep.
He's a boob man, you know?
He is a boob man.
He knows what he wants.
Yeah, no, fair enough to him.
Look, everyone is allowed to have their own taste when it comes to another person's appearance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was a lot of really interesting stuff in that whole confrontation and the build-up to it. Do love that as soon as Shin realized who Mao Mao was, she was like, oh shit.
I mean, think about the last few times that Mao Mao's gone to that particular pavilion.
Yes.
Like,
it does not go well for the
just
for
like,
idiots there.
Caused complete chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It was also fun seeing the lengths the anime went to try and sort of disguise that Mao Mao was accompanying the Quack Doctor.
Look, they went to some lengths, but they didn't try too hard.
Yeah, I could tell instantly.
To be fair, this isn't even one of those cases where it was more effective in the source material, because in the light novel it's also clear. Like, there's nobody else it would have been, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also enjoyed the eunuch from episode 31, who again was just a shit talker. Like,
Yeah.
he's shit talking the fucking emperor as well. Like,
It's
yeah.
kind of insane that he got away with that. God damn.
Again, the emperor seems like a decent enough dude that he's not gonna instantly go to execution for this old eunuch giving him a little bit of stick.
Yeah. It is interesting that he knows Luoman, though.
Well, he's old enough that he would have been in the rear palace at the same time as Luoman, so it's... And obviously, you know, I mean, he mentioned that Luoman also, you know, took an interest in the shrine, and was probably sent to that particular eunuch, so...
Fucking love the catty Luoman could have figured it out.
Again, the man is... The fucking eunuch is a shit talker. He's an absolute shit talker. Yeah, and
he's a hilariously catty bitch about it, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. Fucking wonderful.
I do also find it interesting that Mamo deduced that concubines were allowed to accompany potential heirs in order to ensure the continuation of that particular genetic trait.
Yeah.
Like, very well thought out, actually, on the part of the people who architected the whole thing.
As it turns out, that fucking, what was it, royal mother, was a fairly sharp cookie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in a patriarchal world like this, if you want to be a woman and, well, if you're going to be a woman who has to deal with all this kind of shit and you still want to ensure the success of your family, then yeah, you gotta be sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Props to her, though.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I've just had a check, and the stuff coming up next is also really good. I mean, pretty much the rest of this season is going to be really, really good, I think.
I mean, Mill, this is Apothecary Diaries. It's good by default.
I mean, yeah. But again, you know, as I said, the Shrine of Choosing is one of my favorite bits from the source material. The stuff coming up is also, you know, pretty up there for me. Not that, again, anything after this is, you know, bad by any stretch.
Yeah, it's all really good so far.
This is definitely a good stretch, as Meat would, I'm sure, back me up about it.
I need to continue reading the light novels, because, yeah, what I've read is good so far, but I keep getting distracted by other things, and also I have a hard time sitting down and reading any book that's not by one Brandon Sanderson at this stage. But yeah, no, still good stuff, and looking forward to what comes next.
But we should probably move on now to Blue Box. Nope, just Blue Box. I was about to say Season 2, but it's not Season 2 just yet.
It's Core 2.
Core 2. So this is the festival stuff.
It's a fun section, but it does have some of the more love triangle-y, janky stuff that is kind of on the weaker side.
To a certain extent, yeah. I don't think
I'm not going to say it's bad outright, because there's still a lot of really good shit here, but, like, yeah. I will say I do like how they adapted it. Also, the introduction of a certain character who is going to be very important going forward.
I was just going to say that right. Hey, oh, hi, IMA. Nice to see you.
Oh boy. I don't think anime onlys are ready for the kind of shit that she's gonna get up to.
Isn't she voiced by a pretty big name as well?
I think so. Shinatsu will not lose you for very long if you pay any attention to the show.
Kana Ichinose, yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Uka in Honey Lemon Soda, Yuzuriha in Dr. Stone, that sort of stuff.
She's been in a lot. She is in like 5 shows this season. God damn.
But yeah, I read ahead a tiny bit after the end of episode 20, and yeah, next episode is going to be fun. Going to be real fun. But yeah, oh god. How much could have been avoided if it weren't for that badly timed strum during the concert?
Oh yeah, no. Shinatsu's dialogue getting interrupted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what you've got to understand is that Chinatsu is under a lot of pressure in the fact that she had to argue with certainly her father, to be able to stay and stay with Taiki's family.
Uh-huh.
And she feels this pressure to have to do well with basketball as a result, and didn't exactly plan on falling for Taiki.
She's also a lot less openly expressive, but she does get a little bit more expressive as the series goes on. But it is a slow burn in that regard. That being said, she's still a very fun character, and I'm definitely not biased because I binged the manga.
I'm definitely not biased because I've been reading since chapter 1.
Yeah, you get to be one of those shitty little day 1 dudes. Yeah, I forgot about that. Though you've been doing that with most Shonen Jump manga.
I do try and start every Shonen Jump manga if I can.
Unfortunately, not all of them are hits.
No, I mean, that's the thing. I'm, fucking putting myself through some shit in that sense, because I'm getting attached to series that don't survive.
Yeah, I always wait until there's at least, like, a few volumes out, and it seems like it's going strong, that I actually start reading it.
That's what I did with Kagurabachi, and it paid off very well for me.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, you probably could have started reading Kagurabachi like fucking 30 chapters ago, because it was doing that well. But,
I mean, I'm glad I caught up at the point when I did, because otherwise I would have had to wait.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm still enjoying Blue Box quite a bit. This is probably, like, the biggest lull point in the story before it starts picking back up again, I think.
No, there's another... they change out one of the corners of the love triangle, and that sucks even worse. Because at least...
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
Because at least Hina's a good character, an enjoyable character.
Mm-hmm.
That dude just fucking sucks.
I'm trying to remember who that shit... That's not even very long, though.
I don't care, it still sucked.
Yes, it does. You're right. But still. This is probably the longest it is kind of in a slight rut, but even then, there's still some really compelling stuff here and some fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you literally just met Ayame. You're going to see a lot more of her later. Like, I don't like judging characters based on their introduction unless it's meant to be like, oh, this is everything the character's about for all time and ever. Characters like ogres have layers.
Anyway, we should move on to Blue Lock Season 2. So I have now finished this. Hooray!
How was it?
It was pretty good, actually. I must admit, I got a little exasperated with what they did with what they did with Rin. Because you know what I'm like. I like my stereotypical sports shonens, and obviously Blue Lock is not. And it took Rin in the Blue Lock direction rather than the stereotypical sports shonen direction. I will also say they absolutely saved their fucking best animation for that final sequence.
I saw a clip of that on Twitter, and yeah, it looked crazy.
To be honest, that looks better than anything in season 1. If I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, I mean, actually, in the 2 episodes I watched, there were little snippets that I'm like, ooh, that looks pretty good.
Like I said, it's definitely been getting better. There was obviously some down points near the start of the season, but they definitely brought it back around towards the end. Like there's a bit of botch sort of dribbling in episode 37 that's really good as well, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I am fairly happy with Blue Lock Season 2. Pretty much liked the resolution of it. And, I liked, in particular, I've really liked Aiku as a character. Like, I've genuinely liked him. And, not just because he's voiced by Jonah Scott, but because he's, he is a really interesting foil for the players of Blue Lock. Sai, he's fine, I guess.
Sai's fine. He has his moments.
Shido is more of a force of nature than a character, really.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But yeah, no, definitely pretty good. Like I'm still not, gonna say Blue Lock is my favorite sports show of all time by any stretch. It's probably closer to the middle, but it's definitely still enjoyable enough.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh God.
I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, don't ask that question.
It might be Haikyuu.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not a shocking answer, but an understandable one.
I mean, there's sort of 2 or 3 at the top there. Haikyuu, Awashi, and probably Run with the Wind.
Awashi's so good.
Awashi is so good, and I'm so sad that it's ending.
I need to actually read that at some point. And speaking of Run with the Wind, I did re-add that to my watch list, so I'm gonna give that another shot at some point.
It's definitely worth it. It was a very, very good show.
Yeah, from what little I watched of it, it was pretty good, but wasn't really my jam. But I'm much more seasoned in anime right now, so I'm more than willing to give it another shot.
I mean, that's
probably not until after Haikyuu, though.
I mean, that's the thing. Again, like I said, I'm getting old stuff coming up, which includes like volumes of manga that I bought sort of pre 2018 when I really started to get into seasonal anime, and it's just like, man, my tastes have changed. Jesus Christ. But I do now have the entire Dragon Ball manga up to the start of Boo, so that's nice.
Huh.
The only reason I stopped where I did was because I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the abridged to get there, and then I'll read it. Yeah, that didn't go as planned.
Yeah, that worked out.
But yes, let us move on to Blue Miburo.
I haven't watched today's episode, but I don't think you have either.
No, I haven't watched today's episode. The frustrating aspect of this show is that the fucking production values are just not as good as I would want them to be.
Yeah.
Like, there have been some really interesting fights in these 2 episodes, and just, yeah, unfortunately it just doesn't have the production values to make them as compelling as they should be.
Yeah. It could be much better if they had like substantially better production, but overall they're relying very much on character and the narrative heft, and it's not quite enough to push it all the way over the line into real good stuff.
Yeah. It's still enjoyable enough, you know. I'm definitely still enjoying Blue Miburo. I'm, looking forward to some more of the fights, certainly. But yeah, I mean, it definitely. There were a few good cuts of animation for Nagakura versus Fiend, but Hijikata's fight really fucking suffered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not much else to say on that front, honestly. It's just not animated as well as it definitely could be, and the narrative isn't enough to really counteract that.
Not for the most part, yeah.
It's still a fun enough show, though. It's just, the production values need a massive amount of improvements.
I wouldn't even necessarily say a massive amount, but it definitely needs some improvement.
Not massive, substantial.
Substantial, yeah, that would be fair. But yeah, I mean, looking forward to the rest of it. I hope we get some more of Serizawa versus Naozumi, because that should be a really good fight.
Oh, absolutely.
And we'll almost certainly get Kondo versus Yotaro again.
That'll be fun.
But for real.
Definitely not going to have tragic consequences, all no, sir.
Yeah. But it looks like Hajime's fight is up next, so...
Yep. Oh, yeah, the title of the episode's successor makes me think, yeah, the OG Hajime is probably dead.
It seems likely, yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll find out once we actually watch the episode.
Anyway, let us move on to Dr. Stone, Science Future.
Again.
I just love Dr. Taiju, it's so fucking funny.
It is very funny. Brilliant plan on Gen's part, even if it was, kind of fucked up to unwittingly volunteer Taiju as a human shield, but...
Yeah. I mean, fucking, Gen didn't necessarily know that, Zeno would instantly just go, alright, kill him.
It's murdering time! Wait, what?
Though I do feel like Gen is underestimating the others if he thinks they haven't prepared for a possible assassination.
Probably. We also get the introduction of Luna, who is quite the fun one.
Luna's pretty fun.
Her hangers on less so, but yeah.
I mean, I do like Stanley just basically blanking them.
Yeah. Stanley is an interesting one for sure.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's, very effective. Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he fucking gave Luna an outfit to let him judge distances.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty insane. And he's was pretty spot on with regards to Gen as well. So, though,
He was.
I do have to ask: did they grow tobacco just for Stanley so he could have cigarettes?
Almost certainly. Zeno's got a gay crush. I mean, a soft spot for Stanley.
Yeah.
We also. I mean, Mill and I have read the source material, so even if we hadn't watched the episode, we'd know what happens. But yeah, the flashback was really fun. Got fucking Zeno emailing his evil villain monologue to a fucking 10-year-old.
That's very based of him.
Yeah.
Also, you get professional soldiers just hunkering down and preparing for the worst while Luna is flipping the fuck out not 30 feet away from them. No, Zeno is not Y-Man. Y-Man is a, you'll learn more about Y-Man more towards the end game.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a neat reveal of Zeno being a NASA scientist, embittered by the rejection of his projects.
No, Zeno is definitely an interesting character and a really interesting foil for Senku.
Oh, absolutely. It's really interesting that we've gotten such different antagonists thus far in terms of their in terms of the three main ones anyways.
Yeah.
Because Tsukasa is very much an embittered person who thinks that science has only made misery. Meanwhile, you get fucking Ibarra, who's just a monster who abuses power, and then you get Zeno, who is like, science is power, and I will use that power to conquer the world.
I don't recall the evil laugh, but it has been a while.
Now, he doesn't actually do the evil laugh, but it would be funny if he did.
It would be funny.
Maybe in the dub. But yeah, they also made ice cream, which pretty smart move. Even lactose intolerant people like ice cream.
Yep. Also, really fucking hilarious that Luna is accidentally spot on with her whole thing of the only person I could fall for is the leader of this group, and she falls for Senku while still thinking Taiju's the leader.
I mean, Senku's charm offensive is pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Oh god, pneumonia. Oh, that reminds me of, what's her name? The, Acid Chan.
Acid Chan.
Yeah, sulfuric acid.
God, that was terrifying. But yes,
Sulfurina, I believe, was the name the dub gave her.
Yeah, good one, actually. That's a good, dubism. But yeah, Stanley's whole shoot first, ask questions later attitude, though, is very interesting contrast to most of the previous villains who are a lot less, brutally pragmatic. But he is a soldier, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, if Mozu hangs around Luna too much, he is gonna catch a bullet. He'll probably see it as worth it, but
Yeah. Nikki is a very fun character, and I am glad that they left her with the main group, because otherwise they would be sorely lacking on characters who are both smart and muscular.
I mean, just, fucking babysitters for Magma and Yo.
Yeah.
Because those idiots will get themselves killed if somebody isn't watching them.
Exactly. Yeah, Dr. Stone continues to be very fun, and they are using some of the cool science stuff to their effective advantage. I'm very much looking forward to the next few episodes, because those are going to be where shit really starts to get fun.
Yeah. Anyway, we should move on to Dragon Ball Daima. Part 1. This is me talking about it, and then we've got Part 2 where the two of you talk about it. And big things happen in your part.
Understatement.
Yeah, I've not been going out of my way to, find this stuff, but certainly I know.
It's kind of hard to dodge spoilers when Daima's so popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friends who haven't watched Daima yet immediately get spoiled whenever they go on Twitter. So
that's the nature of the beast.
I told them, hey, you gotta keep up, or you're gonna get spoiled, and that's exactly what happened.
Prophet, thy name is Nmbr.
Yeah.
But yeah, episodes 4 and 5. Got introduced to Pansy, who's pretty fun.
Pansy's great.
Has a pretty fun dynamic with Goku thus far. It was also very fucking hilarious seeing, watching Goku reveal that he has a wife and 2 kids while in his kid form.
My goodness, kids grow up so fast. No, I'm actually an adult. I just got straight down.
Yeah. I mean, he obviously wasn't doing it intentionally, but Kadan was trying to make Goku a polygamist. There's what was it? There's also the fact that Goku is basically as soon as he actually gained his bearings, he's just like, all right, I'll fall back. Let's gather the Dragon Balls.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And he's even like, I'm used to collecting 7. 3 is gonna be piss easy.
I mean, you have been introduced to the Tamagami, right?
Certainly the concept of them, yeah. I haven't met any of them yet.
Yeah, they're the reason why, while there are 3 Dragon Balls, they're not, particularly commonly found and collected, let's say.
Yeah, but Goku doesn't give a shit.
Oh, I know Goku doesn't give a shit, but they're the in-universe justification for not being spammed to shit in the demon world.
Honestly, Glorio telling Goku about the Tamagami probably made things worse. That's the cardinal sin, telling Goku about strong opponents.
Correct.
Yeah.
I do find it interesting that Goku hasn't tried a Kamehameha yet.
Like, what? He's not the kind of person that just spams it whenever,
I mean, look, I'm happy to see Goku, properly fighting and not just, powering up and screaming for 20 minutes, but,
yeah.
As I said, I just find it pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think they do a good job of just keeping the combat more grounded and not just focusing too much on the energy attacks. Which helps a lot with just making it feel like it doesn't overscale.
I mean, look, people are, free to enjoy the beam struggle stuff. I don't particularly.
Look, when it's hype, but if it gets overused, it gets boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy seeing the power pole get used.
Yeah, that's been one of the highlights of the action in this show. Just seeing the Nyoibo again and seeing it used effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But so let's get on to the end of the series now.
The way I lost my absolute shit when...
Yeah, so the Mad Lads actually fucking did it.
I think Kieran must have came in their pants.
Yeah, I saw their tweets, and yeah, it seems that way.
Funnily enough, this does effectively decanonize GT.
Oh no, what a tragedy.
Oh no, nothing of value was lost because this was the only thing of value.
Exactly.
So...
But yeah, as much as I think the transformation itself isn't like super earned, it still feels really great seeing it in action and seeing it get used in just such a fun and glorious manner.
So before we continue, I do want to make note of the little interview that was that got shown off recently, where apparently yes, Daima was created as a for the original GT fans. So yeah, that was the first sign where it's like, oh, are they actually going to do Super Saiyan 4? And then yes, they proceeded to do it that very same week. Watching, like, getting up and like not touching Twitter at all, I just watched the episode and I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna do it. Holy shit, they actually did it. And
yeah, no, I managed to go in without spoilers, and I was like, no, holy shit, Super Saiyan 4?
Yeah, it was great, and well, I don't believe it was earned. It also kind of was, in a weird way, because Neva, the only reason why Neva's doing anything is because he feels like it. It's because he's doing it because he likes Goku. He likes Goku as a character. Like,
in that sense, it does kind of feel earned. It's just less of a traditional earning of the power-up than Shonen does.
No, this is not Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, but it is earned in a sort of roundabout way that I do appreciate.
Yeah, so Neva being the catalyst for it does help it feel a bit more earned than in just like pulling a magic stone out of nowhere and shoving it up his ass or some shit.
Yeah, and while it doesn't, we don't have an actual explanation for how Neva was able to do it. I'm assuming it's an extension of the hidden potential power up thing that Guru did for Gohan and Krillin on Namek.
I did see a lot of people joking on Twitter about Vegeta finally getting Super Saiyan 3 and being like, wait, what?
Yeah, that is kind of insane. But yeah, in the actual episode itself, we get everyone fighting Goma and his overpowered goodness with the giant eye shoved in his head.
I do find it very funny that everyone's like, oh no, Goku said we should all fight. This is bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's the sign where it's like, oh shit, it's actually serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of it's just straight up fun action. Not a whole lot of narrative really going on until towards the end, where Arinzu's like, all right, let's gather the Dragon Balls, time to make me king of the Demon Realm. And then
Glorio just makes everyone an adult again.
Yeah, Glorio remembers that he's actually a character, and then he decides, no, these are my friends now. And he just we leave off on a cliffhanger because we don't know what the wish is because it's made in Namekian. But
it makes if you know narrative at all that he's going to help his friends.
Yeah, it's obvious he was going to help them. So like the thing that would make the most sense is making them adults again. Which yes, they was absolutely what he did.
I'd die laughing if it was for panties.
That'd be great.
Well, on an adjacent note, actually, Vegeta decides to once they get adulted again, Vegeta decides to fight Goma solo, and they're like, "Yeah, Goma just keeps regenerating his stamina, so this is a cul-de-sac that goes to nowhere. Vegeta, you need to tag out." No, and then Bulma is like, "If you don't tag out, I'm not bathing with you ever again." And Vegeta immediately tags out.
Vegeta knows what side his bread's buttered.
No, No, this show has done good for Vegeta actually showing active affection for his wife, and I really appreciate that.
Vegeta's a lot more of a wife guy than the original series would lead you to believe.
Exactly, yeah. But I want to also mention the dragon, which is a red Porunga, which makes sense and is also kind of a GT reference on its own.
Yeah, because Red Shenron.
Yeah, because of the ultimate Shenron, which is red. I was kind of hoping for a new design, but I'm okay with a red Porunga because it makes sense narratively.
Him just fucking flicking Goma away was great.
Yeah, have Porunga fight him.
Unlike Shenron, Porunga ain't no bitch.
Yeah. Everyone's returned to their original ages. Piccolo starts aura farming a little bit. That's pretty funny. And Vegeta's doing just fine. We see a very beautiful final flash, which was not the final flash, unfortunately, because Goma just kind of shoves that off because the eye is ridiculously overpowered.
It's unclear who made Super Shenron. Probably yeah. It is like one of those old timey things, probably.
I
don't remember if it ever
Shenron?
gets Super Shenron from Super.
That.
I don't think it ever gets mentioned who made him.
Zalama, I'm pretty sure is his name. Which I don't think we know much about him aside from his name, and that he created
is that from the manga? Because I haven't read the manga.
Well, I think it was mentioned in the anime, but I don't remember.
In a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, still really fun show, and it's wild that we're getting a short and sweet Dragon Ball series, because I think the shortest one we've ever gotten was GT, and GT was over 50 episodes long.
Yeah. Also, yes, I was right. It is Zalama. Yeah. And it was mentioned in the anime, but I think just the one time when Super Shenron's first introduced.
Okay, yeah, that's why I don't remember it, because it was mentioned fucking once.
It's also dumb because the dragon's called Super Shenron, but that doesn't make sense because Super Shenron came first. But an Earth's dragon is named Shenron. If anything, it should be called Super Porunga.
I'm assuming, like they were like, we should probably differentiate it from the Porunga in the demon world. Call him Shenron. But is that enough? Fine, Super Shenron. Kami just went, I'm gonna call my normal Shenron.
It's so weird, and it doesn't make sense when you think about it too much, which is what I'm going to choose to stop doing right now.
Look, take that fridge logic and put it in the fridge where it belongs.
Yes. Arinzu and Ku look through a magic book, find out, oh hey, the eye's weakness is that if you hit the holder on the back of the head 3 times in a row, it gets knocked out. So Goku's scheming up to make that happen. And then we see a Buu Saga reference where he's just scrolling through transformations.
Yes, I love that callback. It's really fun.
Yeah, and at first I was like, oh, is he gonna end it at 3 or is he gonna go into 4 again? And then yes, he does go into 4 again. And it's glorious.
Yeah.
It does beg the question as to how this ties into Super, because obviously Super Saiyan 4 is never mentioned again after this. So I'm curious to see what happens there.
It might just be a case of lack of demon world energy or some shit. I don't know. They'll probably hand wave it or something.
My guess
has effectively been outmoded by Super Saiyan God at this stage, though.
Of course, but my guess is that Goku doesn't like using it because he didn't feel like he earned it.
That would be a good way of handling it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just a throwaway guess, because it's a similar situation with Super Saiyan God, but that was more earned than this. So,
and also, you kind of fucking needed it to fight Beerus without getting annihilated.
Yeah, and plus, like he worked on God on his own and evolved it into its own thing. So Hard to say, but I'm curious to see what explanation they provide, if anything. Question, Jack. Do you think those fusion bugs will actually be used?
No. But it feels like they were more like a gag reference than anything else, because it is possible they'll use them, but at this stage they're adults now, so they could just do the fucking fusion dance, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, no, they can't use. If this is canon, they can't use the fusion dance. Vegeta doesn't learn it until Broly.
Oh shit! Right.
Yeah.
Because he refused to learn it because he hates it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say they could just have Vegeta refuse to do the dance because he doesn't want to dance.
Also, Shin is there and he does have his Potara.
Yeah, that's also true. But I mean, the bugs are easier. You just eat a bug, you know.
Yeah.
Like the Potara can or so much of a hassle. I don't know.
I mean,
Look, if we get like Super Saiyan 4, like Gogeta or some shit, I'm pretty sure Kirin is going to die of happiness.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
probably. But like bug Gogeta or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just imagining a scene where like Goku, where there's like, I think we've got a fuse to defeat this enemy. I've got these bugs, but we've got the Potara right here. But I got the bugs. Potara, come on, fine.
In terms of criticisms, I have seen some thrown towards Glorio and him not being utilized very well as Arinzu, which I do largely agree with. Glorio kind of just stopped being an active character partway through, unfortunately. And his whole motivation was kind of just thrown in last minute there. He's helping Arinzu because she apparently saved him.
Honestly, if this had a few more episodes, it would have been great to have like at least one brief flashback, kind of a few brief flashbacks fleshing out Glorio's backstory.
Yeah. And Arinzu wasn't that well utilized either. I do like Arinzu a lot, and a lot of what she's done here, a lot of her scheming, but yeah, she could have been used better. One thing I do like, though, is that when she realizes she's been betrayed by Glorio, she's like, whatever, you're fired. And then Ku is like, don't worry, you still have me. And she just smiles. So she's happy being a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. That's fun. And in terms of Glorio, we even get a little something there. I like how a running gag has been Goku always mispronouncing Glorio's name, and then
he finally gets it right.
I've been enjoying that as well.
Yeah, but when Glorio, like, you know, after he helps them, Goku's like, "Thanks, Glorio," and then he says the name right for the first time, and it's nice. It's a nice little thing. So
does that mean Goku was getting it wrong on purpose?
Yeah, that is
possibly.
That is the implied.
Just doing
that's the implication. Yes,
doing it to mess with him.
Possibly.
I'm pretty sure Glorio even asked at some point, "You're doing this on purpose, aren't you?"
Maybe.
But yeah. Also, fucking Do just getting a Super Saiyan 3 ass power up from a fucking cookie.
Yeah, he watches Goku, he eats the cookie, and he's like, I'm gonna power up too, and he powers up the same way. It doesn't last long, but it's very fun.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
It's just really fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. I don't think the writing for the show is that great, unfortunately. It doesn't get to the highs that I wanted it to. But what it's done right,
GT's lows either.
No, no, it's not even close to Super's lows. Like, wow.
Yeah.
But it's been a very enjoyable time, and I'm happy that this exists. I'm really looking forward to the finale. I'm kind of hoping we get the bugs, because just like, you know, just
fun
do
little
it.
callback gag.
Yeah, just do it. Do more GT references. Just do it for all the GT fans out there. All 12 of them.
There are dozens of them. Dozens.
I'm sorry, GT fans. You're allowed to like what you want. I'm
You're just
messing
very
with you.
fun and easy targets, unfortunately.
Look. Super Saiyan 4 is canon now. We got it. be happy.
Congratulations.
Okay? Yeah. Everyone won when that was made canon. Everyone won.
Anyway, we should probably move on at this point to our next show, which is Flower and Ashura.
I've been able to watch a few more episodes, but I'm unfortunately still a few behind, so...
Really good.
It is really good so far, though. I am really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been interesting, to say the least. Whatchamacallit? The whole arc with, what's his name? His name.
Akiyama?
Yes, Akiyama. Has been very interesting.
His parents are fucking dog shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, his parents are assholes. I can see why none of his siblings associate with them anymore.
One of those siblings I thought was Sanji Shura, but no, I was wrong.
No, it was the girl who is friends with Sanji Shura.
Yeah. Look,
as it turns out.
I thought they had very similar eye colors and hair colors, and I was like...
And they kind of do, but it's not quite the same.
And then they ended fucking episode 6 with him getting the texts about the fucking players, like, oh, it's confirmed, yes, I was right, and then it was like, oh, no, it's not. Oh, okay. I believe Akiyama's sister is actually called Kono Yono.
I believe so, yes.
On the other hand, there may be a connection to Sanji Shura, because she said that she had a sister of sorts that she refuses to acknowledge, and then the scene switched to Hana.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder if this is a case of like an adoptive sister type thing or an actual biological sister.
I don't think actual biological, but I do potentially think like adoptive sister, because if Sanji is from the island as well, it could be another case of, you know, younger girl sort of attaching herself to the older girl kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But and there was that scene right at the start of the first episode where Hana was watching Sanji like do a recitation on TV and then hid it when her mum came in. So
that is very curious.
So it could be that was another piece of evidence that I thought about, but we'll see. I do think that's something we're going to get into next episode, considering they are in the same place right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Akiyama stuff has been pretty interesting. Natsui's crush on him is real and subtle.
Yeah, no, very subtle, very, very subtle. I'm sure things will go swimmingly.
Mm-hmm. Not really sure. All Sanji has said is that she has a sister she refuses to acknowledge. She's not really said anything else about that. Hana hasn't said anything either. If it is indeed Hana, which it would be weird if it wasn't.
Yeah, like, I know sometimes they like to do narrative dodge, but this would feel like a very awkward narrative dodge.
It's either Hana or Mizuki, so...
Honestly, I could see it being Mizuki. It would be a nice bait and switch on that front.
It could be her. We'll have to
because we know very little about Mizuki's background.
Not yet, no. We have been more focused on the first years thus far.
Mm-hmm. Though it has been nice seeing a little bit of a focus on Ryoko and Setaro. Just Ryoko messing around with Hana a little bit, and Setaro just being a nervous wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the fucking bit where everyone else just fucking ditches Toga and Setaro to do all the editing and shit.
Yeah, they were not having a good time.
It
was also nice that what's his name, Kichijoji was actually pretty helpful to Setoru and Hana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's at least trying to do his job as a club mentor somewhat seriously, even if he is, still a bit of a troll about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, this, there's another screenshot. This show's definitely been, still been pretty good. Pretty enjoyable. I'll also point out, because I don't think we've done it yet, the voice actress for Hana, Minori Fujidera, is a relative newbie to the scene. Oh my god, she was born in 2006. Oh my god.
No.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry, I'm aging into dust right now.
She's
Contact me later when I regenerate.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
She's literally 18. Oh god.
That's...
The only other things she has been in was Wachi Primaji and
I heard of that.
Himitsu no Aipri.
I've heard of that as well.
But considering, she's had to do at least sort of 3 different vocal changes, because she's obviously got the normal Hana voice, then she's got the recitation voice, and then she's changed her voice yet again for Hana acting in the drama. Like
she's really fucking good.
Yeah, she's doing a really good job.
Also, Anna's also voiced by a relative newbie in the industry who had her first major role last year. Do you want to know what show it was in?
Go on.
Gushing Over Magical Girls.
Oh no!
I mean,
she was the protagonist of that one, yeah.
You can only go up from there, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, she was also in Nogotan, so that's, I think, an upgrade for sure.
I mean, I'm also looking at it. She was in High Speed Etoile, which was fucking awful.
Oh, goodness. Oh, God.
So maybe...
So 2.5 dimensional seduction.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Well, I'm glad
she has a much better role here.
Yeah, I'm glad she's in a better show now.
Yeah, I'm glad she's in a good show for once. Jesus.
I mean, Nogotan's still a decent show.
Yeah, Nogotan's fun. Nogotan's fun.
Nogotan is the new shit posting the anime, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to move on from one shit posting to another?
Okay, let's move on to... From Bureaucrat to Villainess, Dad's been reincarnated.
I love this show so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Just Kenzaburo slash Grace continues to be a great character, just in general.
I absolutely adore the ongoing gag where he has to write names in the fan.
Yes,
that's so good. I love it.
Yeah. Also love the bit where they save Grace's father from the embarrassment of buying a fucking rocking doll as a gift for a 15-year-old girl. It's like,
I haven't seen. I'm assuming that's in the most recent episode. I haven't seen it
is.
Yet.
Ah, damn. Okay, I won't go into more details, but Grace's father is also very funny.
I'm sure.
But yeah, the show just continues to be an absolute delight. Like, we have actually like 3 or 4 good isekai this season, which is a wild thing to say, and that's not even counting like sequels like ReZero.
Yeah.
Like, I am shocked by the fact that we have like the dregs and the highest of isekai this season.
Yeah, pretty wide gap there.
Yeah. There is a chasm between like some of the shows the isekais we still have on our list and the stuff that isn't still on our list. But yeah, this one continues to be very fun. I do like the addition of Kenzaburo's family from the real world and how they are also shameless otaku.
Yeah, that's a big part of what makes this show fun for me, because they're an active part of all of this. They're watching what's going on. They're helping them out. But it just every now and then, just seeing all the references and and everything else, it's like it's an element that's not really in other isekai. So I really appreciate that. It's
the bit where the mom is just like rouse off a shit ton of old anime.
Yeah, of old isekai specifically.
Yeah, and also some old shoujo for flavor as well.
Yeah. I think one of the episode previews mentioned League of Legends, so that's interesting.
This show is plugged in.
A lot of fun. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Also, apparently the ending theme, Matsukan Samba, is actually from the 90s.
Oh,
I did not realize.
That elevates it so much, because that's great. Because it makes sense that he'd be singing a song like that.
Yeah, it's basically like a remix of the original Matsukan Samba.
Oh, it's already a front runner for ED of the season, and that helps it. That helps it even more.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to remember, it is a classic in Japan, but I don't remember from what precisely it originated.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it's definitely the front runner for 80 of the season for me. Like, I'm trying to think of what else might knock it off the throne, and I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither. Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, no, this show continues to be an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah.
And I look forward to seeing all the twists and turns that continue from here.
Alright, let's move on to Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big 4.
Well, this batch of episodes has been pretty interesting. One basically closed out an arc, and the other started up a new arc. And the current arc mostly revolves around revolves around them dealing with a shady merchant dude who happens to be related to one of the Big Four. He is a real piece of shit who both abuses children and just generally engages in skullduggery of the oh hey, I'm going to fucking manipulate the market to make a profit type shit. I don't care if it causes a food shortage so long as I get money. You know, that kind of asshole.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting how well the series showcases excuse me, Uchimura's strengths while also showcasing how he can have blind spots and pitfalls, even if he is able to ultimately overcome those weaknesses and pull through in the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those rare isekai that actually lets the protagonist fail in a meaningful way, even if he comes back from it.
That's good.
It definitely elevates it beyond the dregs by quite a bit, even if there is still the kind of a tired running gag of the female lead repeatedly mistaking his words and gestures for proposals.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't happen too often, but it happens often enough that I have gotten a little bit bored of it.
Yeah.
But there's enough other gags that have kept the show funny for me. Overall, pretty fun time. Probably the weakest isekai I'm still watching, but good enough to definitely stand on its own 2 feet.
All right.
But we should move on to a show that you definitely have a lot more investment in.
Let's move on to Honey Lemon Soda. Oh, I did not change the fucking picture from last time. How the fuck did that happen? There we go.
Still a funny picture, though.
There we go. That was a bit
It's been
rushed.
nice seeing Uka grow into her own.
Yeah. Though I wish she would, take that attitude to Kai as well. And her romantic feelings for Kai.
She is trying, damn it. It's hard because she has this big issue that she happens to share with her big love rival, in that they're so convinced that they're less good for their love interest than the other person.
Yeah, I mean, Uka is remarkably skilled at understanding other people's feelings and relationships, but isn't able to use that for her own stuff, which makes it...
She also just sells herself way short.
Which makes it very exasperating when Uka hears Serena all but say that Kai likes her, but can't even imagine that being a possibility, so believes something else entirely.
I mean, to be fair, she's been traumatized by the years of bullying.
I know.
Speaking of which, the bullies who were targeting Serena in middle school were actual pieces of shit.
Yeah, it was very much similar to Girls Band Cry and Nina.
Literally anyone who had... Any bullies who have that as, like, their driving motivation for bullying someone are the worst kind of bullies. But yeah, Uka continues to have really fun really good character growth, rather. It's gradual, but it's very noticeable, and it's nice to actually see her make progress. Yeah, the bullies in Japan are bad. Apparently it's worse in Korea, somehow, which is wild.
Yeah. In terms of the show as a whole, I do think it feels a little segmenty, I guess.
It was a lot more clear. That was much more the case in the festival episode than it was in the more recent episode, I think.
Yeah. And even then, there were certain scenes that just didn't feel very well connected to each other.
I did like the little Urusei Yatsura shout out in the festival episode. That was pretty fun.
Oh, cool. I obviously didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's the bit where they're assembling like the different pieces of the poster on like the main campus complex.
Okay. That running gag. I mean, I found that gag funny. I didn't realize it was a reference.
At one point, they make a collage thing of Lum from Urusei Yatsura.
Okay.
Not collage, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one, but yeah, the production values and the pacing don't do it many favors.
It's just it's oddly paced. I wouldn't necessarily say it's badly paced. It's just oddly paced.
Oh, I didn't say the pacing was bad. I just said the pacing.
I know. I'm just making the point that I do feel like it's just more oddly paced than necessarily bad. I'll also say that I definitely need more Ayumi.
Yes, Ayumi is great. Best girl, great friend.
Yeah.
Also, yes, it is definitely absolutely not Lum. It is Lum's cousin, Mull.
Yeah. But yeah, look, this is I'm still definitely enjoying the show, and I totally understand that Uka's issues certainly mean that she's not gonna be rushing to confess to Kai. I do feel like Kai should be confessing at this point.
Look, Kai seems like his own bundle of issues. We just don't know where they come from at this point.
Obviously, absolutely willing to give it a couple more episodes on this front, but I am probably going to start getting frustrated relatively soon.
Honestly, this show does a pretty good job selling teenagers as a lot messier than most other high school romances do.
Yeah.
Which I do think is refreshing, even if there are issues with it, like the pacing of the romance.
Look, there's just, like, stuff like fucking Kai saying leave Ishimori to me on the pretty person video.
Yes, very ambiguous.
Like, come on.
Super, super hard to read.
Come on.
It is nice to see that her classmates have turned around on her and are trying to be supportive, though.
Yeah. I also think it is interesting that Kai is doing sort of the same thing with Uka as he did with Serena, but trying to do it in a way that makes sure that Uka isn't as dependent on him as Serena was. Which is, certainly interesting.
I mean, it shows that he's grown as a person, I think. Realize where he went wrong with how he handled his relationship with Serena.
Yeah. I didn't get that. I didn't get the vibe that Takamine likes Uka. Not in a romantic sense, anyway. I do think that he is concerned about, the effects that a potential relationship might have on both Uka and Kai, or if Kai, keeps fucking dragging his feet about it. Which, considering there seems to be only two types of people in the school, decent people and complete fucking assholes, I can understand the worry. Certainly.
Especially given what he seems to know about Kai and Serena's previous experience with each other.
I mean, Takamine is sort of a confusing one thus far, because he obviously had that bit an episode or two ago where he was like, maybe you shouldn't be, like, was just being an asshole to Uka in general, and I was like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? So I don't know. I feel like that's another sort of failing of the show to a certain extent. I do feel like there could stand to be more focus on Kai and sort of his side of the friend group. But it is what it is. And yeah, it's still definitely enjoyable enough. Maybe not front runner level, but certainly solidly mid table.
Upper mid tier, yeah, for sure.
But let's move on to our next show, which is I may be a guild receptionist, but I'll solo any boss to clock out on time. So Jade is just straight up a masochist, huh?
Look, it's not like he'd be more compatible with Lena if he wasn't.
I mean, it works out pretty well for him, but he is definitely a masochist.
Yeah, no, again, it works out a lot better for him than if he wasn't. And let's be real, there was no way Alina was ever going to be anything other than a dom.
I mean, yeah. Though it was pretty hilarious at the end of episode 5, where Jade asks Alina out and is like, "You'll get to see the entire festival if you just spend this one day with me." And she's just going on about, right, I'm just gonna get through this one awful day, and then I can spend the other two having so much fun on my own. He's like, "I'm standing right here." Come on!
She's so mean to Jade.
At least have that thought mentally. Come on.
It is very funny, yeah.
I mean, I am enjoying this more than I thought thus far. Like I definitely didn't think I'd be enjoying the dynamic between Alina and Jade so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I do think it helps that I'm watching it dubbed, but you know, there's also scenes like fucking Guildmaster Glenn and the Silver Sword having their secret meeting inside Alina's workroom for no reason.
Yeah, Glenn's a fun one too.
Fucking Lila making an executioner doll that she's taken to the festival. Oh,
God.
and Lululi just straight up outing Jade's masochistic crush on Alina.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as I said, I'm enjoying myself. Again, this show is not the it's not the peak of Cloverworks' production capabilities by any stretch, but it's still pretty decent.
Like, it's not going to be like a one of the top tier shows from the company, but at the same time, it's still pretty well produced. Like, what else are they working on right now? Because they have a bunch of fucking sequels in the works, I know.
I mean, yeah, it's not. Unlike most seasons, it's not that they're particularly working on anything this season. It is just that they've got so much, you know, preparing in the chamber.
Out of the 10 shows they have, 9, it looks like, they have upcoming on the dockets. Fucking 2 of them are non-franchise works. Yeah. 9 shows.
I mean,
7 of which are sequels or spin-offs.
Yeah, I mean, they've just announced season 2.
Bocce season 2.
Season 2 of Bocce the Rock. They've got fucking Bunny Girl Senpai, technically season 2, even though there's been like 6 movies in between. They've got Dress Up Darling season 2. They've got Windbreaker season 2. They've probably got Elusive Samurai season 2.
That one's the only one that hasn't been announced yet, but they have another fucking Unite Up, another Black Butler. They have... Oh, actually, they have 3 that are new, which is an original. Ooh, grotesque. Curious. And then there's Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, aka Karuhana, and Fureru. So they have a lot on their docket, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Honestly,
I fully expect most of these shows to come out in the next year or 2.
Oh, Fureru is a movie that came out in October.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like, I'm not gonna begrudge them, one of these shows. I'd much rather they do a show like this that lets them take it easy for a season than them pull another fucking Promised Neverland or another Wonder Egg.
Yeah. Look, they're not going all out on this one, but they're not half-assing it either.
No, it's not bad by any stretch. It's just, as I said, it is just a case of, we know Cloverworks can be better.
Yep.
But again,
they're just preserving the resources for their heavier hitters, I think.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. And even then, the fight with Scylla was still pretty good. Fucking Alina was brutal and became the legendary super receptionist.
I
mean, that's what, like 3 fucking Super Saiyan references in this set of episodes?
I mean, we got Dragon Ball, of course, but we also got this show, and we got 100 Girlfriends, yeah.
And honey lemon soda. I wasn't even counting. Dragon Ball is its own separate thing. Dragon Ball isn't a reference to Super Saiyan. It is just Super Saiyan. But yeah. And there seems to be some character stuff with Lily, which should be interesting.
Pretty interesting so far, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I also, the stuff at the end of episode 4 did actually bring up to me at least, an alternate explanation to Alina's activities as the executioner, beyond, wanting to go home on time, which is that she wants to make sure that everyone comes home safe. Which, may be a motivation that she's even lying to herself about. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying this more than I thought. Put it that way. Again, how much of that is the dub, I don't know, but I love a good dub, so.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it means I'm going to be behind on it a little bit, I don't particularly care. But let's move on to Ishura Season 2.
Oh, so this has been an interesting batch of episodes. Also, look how fucking huge Toro is.
Yeah.
It's a fucking beast, but yeah, so the fight against the particle storm ends with Kuro acting as a spotter for melee to fucking snipe from hundreds of miles away with his giant ass bow, and manages to fatally wound Atrazak, which it turns out is a sandworm dragon type thing. So that's fun.
Alright.
Yeah, they managed to beat Atrazak, and afterwards Kuro gets nearly gets killed by some of the people who are watching him, trying to get a beat on him and eliminate him as a potential threat. But Tora decides to actually to save him after Kuro's companion Kune pleads for his life. But yeah, it is interesting to see Kuro and Tora indicate that they have depths to them beyond what has been seen so far. Atrazak does manage to escape, but he winds up getting killed by Linares anyways, which is interesting because the conversation implies that the two have some kind of history that doesn't get elaborated upon before Atrazak dies.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're introduced to a character called Rosclay the Absolute, who looks kind of a little bit like Gilgamesh, but with silver armor instead. He's an interesting one. He's kind of a play on the gladiator archetype, where he's powerful as hell, but he at least some of that strength is faked for showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
And he reveals that to one of his opponents in the ring, provoking the man to anger and leading Rosclay to kill him. But yeah, he actually does say that he is pitting himself up against stronger opponents because he needs to be ready for the upcoming tournaments, which, will have the strongest people in the world participating, and he believes he'll be the weakest one there.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that he has a secret lover who he is trying to keep hidden from the eyes of the public. Presumably both for his own safety and for hers, because, a big public figure like him would likely have enemies who would take advantage of that, of such an apparent weakness. But yeah, haven't watched the most recent episode yet, but it does look like it's going to introduce a very interesting character. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to Medalist. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I've spent the last 2 streams talking about, production stuff more than anything else. I can't be asked doing that again. Nothing's particularly changed yet, certainly not in the 2 episodes that I watched. I'm gonna talk about the plot instead, because this is Inori's first competition, and she's got to, beat a friend of hers, because they had a sort of falling out because the friend Ryoka is a very, very headstrong 8-year-old and thinks she can basically, do everything on her own.
That screenshot is incidentally both very funny and very adorable.
Why is it funny?
It's just someone pouting while holding the winner's hand. It's just funny on its face.
Yeah. But, Ryoka, as I said, thinks she can do everything because every time she's come up against a challenge, she has, succeeded in that challenge. But in this competition, we get, when she is doing her performance, she finally doesn't succeed. And as a result, she doesn't know how to react. And then shows her immaturity and wants a do-over and does the jump combination that she wanted to do but didn't manage to do, and it doesn't count, and so she ends up losing. Meanwhile, Inori falls at the start of her routine, but doesn't let that affect her, just keeps on going, and actually pulls out a more intricate move than was, initially in the plan, and, manages to exceed even Tsukasa's expectations for her. Because, Inori and Tsukasa's relationship is one of, yes, challenge, Inori challenging herself to get better, but also one of reassurance that Ryoka doesn't necessarily have with her coach. So it's a really interesting contrast there. And then we get Hikaru's performance, which is probably the best performance we've seen thus far in the show. It's really, really well done, and interestingly enough, they basically just have the performance as is. There's no dialogue. The only time it gets interrupted is to have basically reaction shots. Otherwise, they just let the performance play out, which is really interesting because they didn't do that in the manga. And then the end of episode 5 is Tsukasa throwing down the challenge to Jun Yodoka. Which Jun Yodoka being basically Tsukasa's hero, so and Hikaru's coach. So now Inori and Tsukasa have both thrown down the gauntlets to that pair, which is going to be fun. But yeah, no, it's just like, even with the sort of not incredible production, not as good as I wish it would be, the story is still there. I'm still really enjoying the story.
So, what tier would you put the production in? Would you say it's like comfortably B tier or like a bit lower? Because I'm getting the B tier vibe from what you're saying.
Upper B, low A.
Okay. And you wanted an S tier production,
yes.
I believe.
Yes, yeah. Because it's got an S-tier story, so I wanted an S-tier production to go along with it.
Yes, understandable. Not always going to happen, unfortunately, but understandable.
Well, I also am fully aware that it could have been so much worse, because at the very least the performances have so far been done really, really well. Like as I said, the routine from Hikaru was so fucking well done. Like really, really, just really, really well done. Like it's maybe not quite on a level with Yuri on Ice, but it's certainly not that far behind it in that sense. As I said, the issue is that it just can't quite match up to the level of the artwork in the manga, which again is not necessarily something I blame them for. But yeah, no, I'm still absolutely enjoying Medalist for sure. I definitely felt myself get really into episode 5 with Ryoka and Hikaru's performances. I mean Inori's as well, but yeah. Also,
look, that title that you're talking about, me, is absolutely out there somewhere, or something adjacent to it is out there somewhere.
Probably. But yeah, they I don't know if the sub did this as well, but Inori's sister Mika is studying in Canada and came to visit Inori and watch her performance. And they made sure to add an Canadian A on the end of one of her statements.
Yes.
So, fuck you for
that.
Hey,
what are you talking about?
Don't get me started.
Number's so quiet because she doesn't want to deal with my terrible jokes.
I mean, I also just haven't got around to watching the show yet, so.
I mean, you know me in sports anime, but yes.
This is still definitely what I would recommend, even with my personal issues with the production, because they are personal issues. I'm not gonna lie about it in any stretch. I do not think that Engi are doing a bad job by any stretch. I just think Engi is a more of a limited studio than say a
Bones.
Bones, Wit, Mappa, whatever. I mean, Mappa has its own issues, obviously, but I mean, hopefully have different issues. I sure hope there's not crunch happening in Engi, but I wouldn't put it past them.
This is probably the best, from what I can tell, this is probably the best overall show that they put together since, honestly, probably, Novice Alchemist way back a couple of years ago. But yeah.
But yes, let us move on to our next show, which is My Happy Marriage Season 2. Damn it, Karuko.
I mean, I get it.
I know. I don't.
A real manipulative piece of shit.
I don't blame her, but damn it, I'm frustrated all the same.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get where you're coming from.
And yeah, Usui.
But also,
Usui just fucking sucks.
I mean, he's a great villain and all, but goddamn, does he suck as a person. Honestly,
this is a season that's had some actually pretty good antagonists. I think for once, I'm going to be spoiled for choice for best antagonist, which I'm, certainly happy about.
Yeah.
It makes a change.
Like, let's see, looking at it, I do think Usui is probably the front runner for me, though, so far. I mean, just because of how well his sliminess has been portrayed so far.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've still got, a little under half a season to go. But Usui here, Masaki
Dr. Zeno,
Tasokare Hotel, Dr. Zeno. There was somebody else. I don't remember, but
blanking. Yeah, no, but there have been some good antagonists this season. I wish I we can't really include any ones who are carryovers, so, like, none of the ReZero or Danmachi antagonists, not Nawak, but, still some good antagonists this season, for sure.
But yeah,
But
no.
Usui does stand out quite a bit as just
Yeah.
a real fucking piece of work.
He's just a very creepy and slimy person, and it's done
Exactly.
all the better in the, well, I'm not going to say all the better, but he's done very well in the dub by Kaiji Tang.
Yeah. He really adds that little bit of extra greasiness to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, also, I'm very worried for Arta because Usui is trying to dig his claws into him too. And,
Yeah. I don't necessarily suspect Arata yet, but I'm, willing to have my mind changed.
I'm not suspecting Arta. I think he is a bit more, in a bit more of a stable position than Kaoruko, so not as easily leveraged, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Usui actually does sound a lot like people's initial impression of Lakan. God.
Mm-hmm.
That actually does track. But yeah, I am also very concerned that while he does seem to, at least for now, see Mio as basically like the daughter he never had, I am concerned that he is going to start shifting that view into more Littlefinger territory.
Oh god, why'd you have to bring that up?
Because it's a concern of mine, damn it.
Yeah, oh god, I really fucking hope not.
I hope not too, but he's already slimy enough as it is. It would definitely track.
On the bright side, Kyoka is being all romantic and it's flustering the hell out of Mio.
That was adorable. Also, I'm surprised that Kyoka's in his late 20s. I thought he was a bit younger. I think he's, 27?
28, I think Mio said.
Yeah. I think Mio's in her early 20s at this point.
I mean, Mio's 100% an adult, so I'm not, too concerned.
Hey, it's a romance between two consenting adults. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Don't get enough of that in anime.
But yeah, the fucking smooth line by Kyoka. This year has been a good one because I met you. Oh my god.
God damn, dude.
That man has been practicing.
That's smooth as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Mio thinking, I'm getting worked up over a kiss. I know it's my second ever, but still.
Yeah, Mio, you are allowed to, think about kissing your betrothed. It's not like you're kissing a random dude.
Yeah. I think the romance between them is very, very sweet. It is...
It's slow burn, but it's well done enough that,
I think I had them as either winner or runner-up for best ship in the debut season.
Oh, I'm fairly sure I did too, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when the first season was. I think it was like 2 years ago or something.
It was 2023. I want to say summer.
Summer 2023. Yeah, on the head.
Thank you. But yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying this. Even if I keep having to remind myself that I am watching this dubbed. I don't know what it is about the show that makes me think I'm watching it subbed, but I am watching it dubbed.
I'm also watching it dubbed, but I'm watching it with subtitles on because I prefer to watch things with subtitles on at this point.
Oh yeah, no, I'm watching with subtitles. If there are good subtitles available, I will still put them on.
Same. Yeah, show continues to be very good, very memorable and interesting antagonist. Honestly, if you want a really good romance, I would recommend this. Just be warned that the first third or so of the first season does deal pretty heavily with a Cinderella-esque story of Mio just going fucking through it.
Yeah.
I do plan to watch this eventually, probably after it's finished. Just can't make time right now.
I know this is probably not going to catch up with the source material at any point soon, but it still tackled some really good stuff, and it's just a very good romance in general.
I mean, let me.
I think this is the first season. I think adapted 2 light novels. I think this season is adapting 3, from what I can gather.
Yeah, let me just check. I do so love my favorite website. Yeah, novel 3 is where the first season got to.
hmm Oh, so the first season finished through novel 3 or ended with novel 2?
Ended with the end of novel 2.
Okay, I thought as much.
And there's 8 light novels out at the moment.
So yeah, from what I can tell, this is a case of the second season having a bit faster pacing than the first, but not by too much.
Also, I know Arata has basically been assigned to be Mio's bodyguard. Does that mean he can stand up to Usui's abilities?
I believe so, yes. Usui's abilities are fucking terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Like,
I mean, with Mukadayama, like, obviously he knew he wasn't on a cliff, but just that split second was all it took.
yep. There's a reason most people who have illusion powers are antagonists. It is a very broken and very terrifying ability.
Yeah. But yes, we should probably move on at this point to our next show, which is Okitsura fell in love with an Okinawan girl, but I just wish I know what she's saying.
Gotta love rom-com antics when a storm's coming in.
Has there been any progress on either of the relationships?
I haven't watched today's episode, so I can't say for sure if that's happened this week. Because I think I've only watched one episode between this stream and last one.
Right.
The last episode did have Kana get a bit closer to our lead, even if it is marginal. No like serious concrete progress yet, but it's still been a step in that direction, at the very least.
Good.
I do also appreciate that the show has gone out of its way to showcase that Kana and Hina have a strong friendship that's lasted for a long time, rather than just making it all about the boy.
Yeah.
As so many of these shows fall into the pitfall of doing. Because, like, the conflict between Kana's desire to get with Teraraki doesn't work nearly as well if there's not also that conflicting force of the fact that Teru is interested in Hina as well.
Yeah.
Like, it does present a more compelling love triangle dynamic than most, because there is actually, like, some connection between the two legs of the triangle rather than just being, like, a fucking line or angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still some fun shenaniganry, like the power outage, like a power outage during a storm, leading them struggling to find a candle, and oh, whoops, we're a lot closer than we thought we were. Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun episode. Like I said, haven't gone around today's episode yet, but I'm looking forward to watching it. It's just really fun, cute show, and the Okinawa trivia is very fun. Like, apparently they have a supermarket that's their equivalent to Waffle House, aka basically always open except in extreme emergencies.
Alright. Waffle House?
You know the Waffle House. Nmbr, you know the Waffle House thing, right?
What Waffle House thing?
The thing about Waffle House being like used as a sign of just how bad weather emergencies are getting.
Oh yeah. If Waffle House is closed, then
Shit's hit the fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Then it's truly the end of humanity.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of a similar case to that. Like, this place is always open and like, in anything except the most extreme cases like
Hmm.
stuff that causes a power outage in that kind of store.
Yeah.
I thought when you mentioned Waffle House, I thought you were talking about it being a Tekken stage, but you know.
No, not that.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
we certainly, where I am, might have something similar with the fucking local Domino's. Because, you know, speaking from my experience working there and, you know, knowing people who still work there, I mean, I think I told you, Jack, about the storm we had probably a few weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Domino's was still open. Nowhere else was. Domino's was.
There's always that one store.
Yep.
Whether it be like a restaurant, takeout place, or a department store that's always fucking open.
Mm-hmm.
No matter fucking rain or shine. But yeah, fun show. Really liking the dynamic, even if it is pretty slow to develop.
Mm-hmm.
But it's helped by, you know, fleshing out the relationships of all three characters rather than just focusing on, you know, the love triangle aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should move on from a fun little rom-com to something a bit more grand.
Let's move on to One Piece.
I actually saw a compare contrast between the new version of this shot and the old version, and it is fucking back in the day. Goddamn. Like, the remaster has cleaned up so much.
Hmm.
And also the pacing of this arc works really well too. With the whole remaster fixing like the more janky issues. But we are now at the point where the Straw Hats are confronting the new Fisherman Pirates, and they are about to throw the fuck down. I remember like reading this when it was coming out. It was just very fun to see the Straw Hats show the little bit of their moves from after the time skip.
Hmm.
But that's going to be starting on this coming episode, I believe. Don't think it's dropped yet.
And, you know, we'll probably be lasting for about, 3 minutes in that episode, for however long it takes for Luffy and the gang to bulldoze through these shitheads.
Yes, something like that. This, I believe, is at episode 15 or 16, so we have like 5 or 6 episodes left.
Okay.
And then we'll be getting the return of Egghead Island, which will be oh boy!
Not much happens there. From where you left off, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's just a setup arc, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. We in for a fun time.
Yep. One Piece fans will be eating good.
Oh yeah. But we should move on to something that's a bit totally different from One Piece.
Let's move on to Orb about the movement of the Earth.
Yeah, that good time, huh?
Yeah. So we're what? 4 for 4 on main character deaths at this point?
Even the one who didn't actually have a whole arc fucking died. Like, are you serious?
I mean,
you want to still have her character arc, but goddamn.
I don't like Schmidt's chances, but Draga might make it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about today's episode.
Oh no. God damn,
I'm not saying anything either way, okay? I'm not spoiling you guys.
No. Now I'm scared.
If not,
I won't say anything in detail. It's funnier that way.
If nothing else, I'm glad I was right that Frey is a traitor.
I also was like, I don't trust Frey. Frey's sus. What I didn't expect was for him to be the child from that flashback.
No, I didn't expect that, because I was like, is that Schmidt? No. Is that Draka? No.
That was definitely
Frey.
a clever surprise.
Yeah.
Also, he killed those poor horses.
God. What did the horses do to you, man? You fucking asshole.
So obviously he's my antagonist of the season.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking that one moment where Nawak steps out just in time to get a brief glimpse of Yolenta before she lights the fuse.
Yeah.
Oh god damn.
That kills me.
And then he picks up her severed hand and is like, oh, you get... Oh.
To make things worse, that shot of Nowak holding Yolenta's disembodied hand is very similar to the shot of them holding hands in the OP.
Yeah, it's
She really knows how to twist the fucking knife.
I hate this show. This show's awful. Was this my anime of the season last season? I'm taking that back. This show's awful, and it makes me sad, and I hate it.
The show's so fucking intense and brutal. God damn, is it good?
I mean, I still don't feel like I fully understand Schmidt's ideology.
I don't think Schmidt's ideology is meant to be fully comprehensible. It's just a it's a way of showcasing just how differently people view things, and how even within a movement like the one Yolenta started, there is going to be different ideological views.
Because Lewandowski is fairly, reasonable. Because it seems like he's more against organized religion than religion in general. I'll also say I don't necessarily know if I followed much of the back and forth with Yolenta and Draka in episode 20.
It's not about the ideology there specifically, it's more about the connection between the two.
Yeah.
Them coming to understand the depths of each other's conviction, and that being the connection that bonds them together. Because it's important to emphasize that Draka senses a connection there, and that's what motivates her to follow Yolenta's dream.
Or at least Yolenta's wishes, certainly, yeah.
Yes. It's really good writing, because it also just, illustrates, you don't have to agree with someone on something to connect with them on the strength of their convictions and their desires and their beliefs. But yeah, it's really, really good stuff, and the fucking coin toss bit in the next episode was pretty great. Because you have Draka putting her faith in something outside of her control, and you have Schmidt taking control of his destiny.
Yeah,
and it's a very nice mirror of...
That probably means Schmidt's gonna die.
Again, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I know.
I can't get attached to anyone in the show.
I will say...
Unfortunately, you will get attached anyways.
I will say I am distinctly looking forward to Nowak's reaction to Draka wearing Yolenta's hood, and his reaction to seeing Yolenta's name on the cover of the book.
That'll definitely be interesting. I'm very much looking forward to seeing a Nawak's reckoning.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, jeez. He's gonna see... Oh, man.
He's gonna have a bad time.
Oh, this show...
Look,
I mean,
if anyone in the show deserves it, it's probably Nawak.
I mean, I wonder if that may be, what costs Nowak in the end is his inability
his fanaticism.
Not even his fanaticism, his
inability to reflect.
No, seeing Draka in Yolentis Hood and being unable to actually, attack Draka as a result of it. Because Draka's not afraid to stab a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Draka will kill that bitch if given the chance, I'm sure.
I will say this episode made it very clear to me why Draka was the protagonist of this arc, and that is all I will say about this week's episode.
Right. Okay. Well, I will get to it at some point. But yeah, Orb continues to be an incredibly engrossing show.
Mm-hmm. Now let's move on to a show that's also all about suffering, but in a different way.
Let's move on to ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Season 3, Part 2.
Hacks. I call hacks. Regulus's power is bullshit.
It's pretty bullshit. Stopping time just for yourself is,
And apparently
wow.
anything he touches as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Regulus has some bullshit-ass powers.
Yeah.
And while we're not privy to the exact mechanics behind it, it is pretty clear that he's effectively invulnerable.
I like how Subaru deduced it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, it is kind of funny that Regulus is like, stop wasting my time yammering on about how my powers work. It's not going to help you.
And then Subaru says exactly how his powers work, and he's like, well, fuck you.
He's such an asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm gonna stop time and make you pick your own nose.
It would be funny if his powers actually worked that way, but I don't think they work that way.
Yeah. He can only stop time for his body, so he's invulnerable.
Yeah. Basically, he can stop time for his body and anything he's in contact with. Don't know the exact mechanics of it. There might be some sort, based off of Subaru's explanation, there might be some sort of condition for allowing him to activate it.
Something
I think
to do
it's
with
tied
his
to
wives.
his wives. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why Amelia's off to try to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this week's episode was interesting because it focused almost entirely on Liliana and Priscilla and their fight with Sirius.
Yeah.
Also, I did catch the outline of elf ears under Sirius's bandages. So I do think the theory that Sirius is like some like Amelia's aunt, but like broken somehow, is something that might hold some water.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Great. That's
Look,
I didn't even
introduce a masked character or a character whose face is covered if there's not going to be some kind of reveal of what's under the mask at some point.
I just thought it was a wacky character design. I didn't. Oh, jeez.
I mean that sounds like there may be a happy family reunion on the horizon. Why are you upset about that?
That backstory still scars me. Like that's it. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Liliana's backstory is also pretty fucking sad.
Yeah, she probably shouldn't have ran away from home. That wasn't very smart of her.
Yeah, and apparently her parents had just moved on by the time she got back, so...
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, like, she may have already been pregnant.
Possibly. Hard to say, we don't get an exact idea of the time span.
But, yeah. Music saves the day.
Hell yeah, music is always a legend. Let's go!
And also Flame Sword.
I do think that the mechanics of Priscilla's power are pretty cool.
No, that's cool. It's like one of those revival rings in some games where it's like you equip it and it revives you when you die, but it only works once.
When her No wonder she's decked out in so much regalia. She has so many things to take the bullet for her.
Yeah, she has like 7 of those, so...
I mean,
I think it's literally anything she considers valuable.
Can't be too prepared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, really good stuff though. Only got really 2 episodes, but fucking hell.
Yep, ReZero is a fun time.
I mean, it was very fun, the whole sequence of them fighting Regulus through the streets, like Regulus launching Reinhardt into the fucking stratosphere.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, Subaru, don't worry, I'll be back somehow. Oh, and the whole ice skating sequence was pretty fun, too.
Oh, yeah, that was cool. I liked that a lot.
Also, fucking Amelia just going for the dick shot. It didn't work, but it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, you know, she had the idea. She had the right idea.
Mm-hmm. God.
Why
the show is so good.
Why fight fair when you can go for the dick?
Yeah.
Exactly. Why do they keep kicking me in the dick? Overall, yeah, no, I'm looking forward to see what the rest of this arc has in store. We're in for a fun time.
Same, yeah. ReZero.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to something a little bit cheerier.
Oh wait! I almost forgot to mention. We got the whole thing of the reprieve for Krush and Ferris.
Oh yeah.
Turns out they Anastasia was not stupid enough to just leave them on their own, and had preparations in place. And it turns out the trap was sprung on the Emerada, and she's squaring off against Al. So we'll see what his whole deal is.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious about what he's capable of.
I wonder if it's at all similar to Subaru's ability, because we do get the indication that he is also an Otherworlder like Subaru.
Yeah, but I also feel like Subaru's kind of special, even in that regard. So.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's the same power. I think it might be somewhat adjacent to it in some way, possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't know any details. Yeah. Anywho.
Alright, now let's move on to something a little more cheerier with the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world.
Oh yeah, they totally didn't Bond merger last night.
It's
God.
I've seen a lot of censorship in my day. That might be the best way of censoring something.
The fucking not very good when Red accidentally teleports into her bath was hilarious. Also, Teltina's such a hilarious little shit.
Yeah, no, she's a delight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fun stuff. They get rid of the bad guy, and apparently, Sorcerer Lady is actually not all that bad after all. I mean, she's kind of an asshole, but she's kind of an asshole, but she has good intentions. So.
And she also has a point about what she's talking about.
Yeah, that's the thing. She also has a point.
Yeah, like even Red's like, yeah, no, we have regulations on cars and drugs and guns and shit. Like, regulating dangerous things is a good idea.
Yeah.
Even if Xiaoha does take it a bit too far, it's in the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do like that level of nuance. Not a lot of shows actually go into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I expect her to just be evil and working with the enemy or whatever. But no, it's actually more subtle than that.
Mm-hmm. I could definitely see her becoming more antagonistic down the line, but for right now, it just seems like a case of, yeah, no, just different goals and different motivations and stuff.
Yeah, but she's at least willing to hear Idra out. So
Yeah. Also, very, very interesting that Idra is just so worn down by all the rejection and betrayal. No, it's a different character. So worn down by all the rejection and betrayal that she actually just flees when it seems like Red is also siding against her. Even though it's like, if you pay attention, you can tell he's very clearly working towards a but somewhere in that conversation.
Yeah, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to hear him say all that.
She clearly was not emotionally prepared to hear like the lead into that point, and also just like it was hurting her to hear it anyways.
Yeah.
And then we get the mood whiplash a bit later of him accidentally teleporting into her path.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Yeah. Hey, they're thinking about each other very intensely, and they have a very strong bond.
Yeah, bond merger.
I know some people said it was ambiguous, but I don't think it was. I think it's pretty clear that nothing really happened between the two of them. Just a very intimate and intense conversation that's about the beginning and end of it.
And maybe there was something there, but I don't think anything too explicit actually happened, you know.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
Still a very good scene, and it does hint at a level of relational intimacy that could happen down the line.
I'm glad to see actual progression there, because it seems like they're actually building towards a real relationship, which I like, because my favorite part of the show is these two together, so...
Yeah. There is a hint of something darker in Red's past, because he does seem to get a bit of a darker aura when he thinks that Logi has been severely injured.
Yeah.
Also, Logi just being distrodden, overjoyed over Teltina's state and eventually recovery afterwards was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is just a really fucking fun show.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and bit more nuance than I would have expected in an isekai like this.
I do like the whole bit where Logi is very grateful that he's grateful that Red showed him what the world looks like from space.
Oh yeah, that's a cool little tidbit, because it's like, yeah, these guys, they're from a fantasy world. They have no idea that space is a thing, and that
they think that above the sky is the heavens where the angels dwell.
Wow, so you just proved every religion wrong,
I was
dude.
about to make a joke about the same thing. I was gonna like, oh hey, you know those angels you believe in and you know worship? Yeah, proof they don't actually exist. Have fun with that.
No, don't
worry, I'm just having a small existential crisis.
She makes a passing mention of, so all that religious stuff about there being like a higher plane up here. No, that's all bullshit. There's space.
The cold, empty void of space.
Yes.
Just casually inducing an existential crisis in all the other worlders. But hey, what better place to dispose of a giant monster than space?
Space.
Hold on, I think we have that on the soundboard. Unless Mill got rid of it.
Space. Nope.
Thank you.
Yay.
But yeah, yeah, good series. But But yeah, I do think that we will eventually get a Bond merger between Red and Hydra. I just don't think it'll happen anytime soon.
Nah, not for a minute.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Yeah.
But we should move on to much more mundane show, even if it is quite fantastical.
Let's move on to Sakamoto Days.
They're all such idiots. I love them.
Oh, Mashimo is a glorious himbo.
The whole cast is full of idiots in their own way, like with the possible exception of maybe 2 exceptions. I think Sakamoto's here or there.
I think Sakamoto's generally pretty smart. He just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, honestly, the only ones who are routinely both smart and actually care about it are Aoi and Shin, probably.
Shin has his moments.
Shin does have his moments, but not as many as Sakamoto does.
Shin very much does act as the straight man, to be fair, so he sort of does need to.
Mm-hmm. And let's be real, Shin isn't the one who's utterly whipped.
Yeah.
Aoi can get kind of scary, not gonna lie.
Yup, yeah. She needs to be able to.
Yeah. Seeing the little flashback of their backstory together is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Again, that's stuff from like the first couple of chapters that got skipped.
Mm. So they just cycled it back into a different part of the story then.
Mm-hmm.
It worked.
Yeah. Xiao Tang is a enjoyable drunk and apparently a gay drunk.
Yeah. Yeah, kinda. Lou is very fun in that regard. I do love the drunken master archetype because it's always fun to see a character be really loopy and loosey-goosey in a fight and then just, like, open up a can of whoop-ass.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Sakamoto versus Boiled.
Boiled, yeah. Who is voiced by one Sungwon Cho.
Yeah.
Always love to see him pop up in dubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the dub. We're talking about the dub.
Dub is real good.
Yeah, it has Matt Mercer as Sakamoto, so that alone is a really good draw.
I will say I don't think Mercer necessarily fits thin Sakamoto.
He fits Dad Bod Sakamoto a lot better, yeah.
Yeah, no, he definitely fits Dad Bod Sakamoto. I'm not 100% sure if he fits thin Sakamoto. I'll also say I can understand Sakamoto losing weight. They gave a decent enough hand wave explanation to that. Why did he also lose his mustache?
Look, it's anime.
No! If you're gonna do this bullshit, at least be consistent. Give him a fucking mustache.
Yeah, her dialogue with Obiguro in the dub is a bit more flirtatious.
I don't remember exactly what it was. Sakamoto was the first episode I watched in my catch-up, or this episode of Sakamoto at least.
I think Shouten mentions how pretty Obiguro is a few times.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was also it was hilarious that Boiled got chewed out along with Sakamoto and Shin by Aoi.
Yeah, that was fun. Also, the fucking bit where they come off the Ferris wheel after they've wrecked the fucking carriage.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whatchamacallit, the Order as well. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yep. Interested to see more of those colorful cloaks. Oh hey, Hashimo is voiced by Jolo Marduenya in the dub.
Yes. I was meaning to bring that up. Where is it? So
of Cobra Kai and Blue
yeah.
Beetle fame, for those who don't know.
Which is pretty cool. They're certainly going somewhat left field in their casting choices for the dub for this one, which again I'm not necessarily against.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of good voices for it.
It's
Trying to remember.
It's not like this guy hasn't been a voice actor before as well.
He's done other voice work, yeah. Oh god, they got Keith Silverstein? Dang.
Yeah.
Alex Lee, of course, as Nagamo is also a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's voiced by Natsuki Hanai in the sub. That's funny.
Yeah. Xander Mobus for Tatsu.
Mm-hmm. Xander Mobus is a good one.
I do want to shout out who was it again? Imari Williams, because Jesus, that guy's got a deep voice.
Mm-hmm.
So credit there. And yeah, as I said last week, Obiguro is played by Alexa Bliss, the wrestler.
Which again, wild.
Yeah. I mean, hey, might see more of that, considering there is a fair few anime fans in WWE, and there is a partnership between the two companies, between Netflix and WWE now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very nice to see a lot of Dark Horse casting here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the episode 6 was just fucking great. I feel bad for Marshimo. I feel worse for the bird.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bird has to deal with a diet provided by a himbo, who never really a reliable source of income.
I mean, to be fair, he's spending 10k a month to feed that bird, which is insane.
It's very clear that that's what's bankrupting him.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean he's an incredibly talented sniper. Seems dumb that the company he worked for fucking shit on him for only being good at sniping when he was incredibly good at sniping.
Like, some people are ultra hyper specialized, and they are really fucking good at what they're specialized in, and you gotta lean into that, otherwise you lose a good recruit.
Yeah. I do hope the likes of Mashimo, Boiled, and Obiguro show up again, because they are very fun. But we'll obviously see. I mean, we've still got the story stuff from the end of episode 5 that we haven't gotten back to yet. Mm-hmm. I will also say I love the end of episode 5 where it looked like Xiao Tang just glassed a guy for asking for a meat bun.
Yeah. That was a good one.
I wanted it to just be a normal dude, I really did. It would have
been
so funny.
It was funnier that she was actually correct.
But yeah, Sakamoto Days is still very fun. I'm still really enjoying myself.
Mm-hmm. It's a good time.
But
we should move.
I do still, definitely empathize with the the people who are in very much a similar boat as I am with Medalist. Of yes, the production is fine, but it could be it could be so much better, sort of thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's one of those cases where it's like the product is by no means bad, but it's not quite up to par with the source material type thing.
It's again another one where people are really, really wishing for an S tier production for it, where it's only getting sort of
A-, B+ production values.
Which again is not bad. There's certainly been far, far worse productions out there.
Mm-hmm. Look, if you're used to extremely high quality, even if pretty high quality seems inferior.
Anyway, let us move on to Shangri-La Frontier Season 2.
Looks like Sanraku's having a fun time under the sea.
Or above the sea. I don't know how it works. It's weird. Because,
I mean,
like, they're dragged down into the ocean, but, like,
they are underwater, but the city they are in is upside down.
It's weird.
It is very weird. Also, bonus Easter egg for those who don't know, the city is named after the city of Relay, from the Cthulhu mythos.
I didn't know that. That's a fun fact.
Yeah. So yeah, given that fucking Headhunted is a giant fucking octopus, I'm willing to wager that there's some Cthulhu nonsense going on here.
Yeah, it's also a very Lovecraftian name, so...
Mm-hmm. Do also appreciate that, like, this is a big city. Let's give them a week to explore it.
Yeah,
I'm sure that countdown timer isn't going to have consequences later at all.
Let's hope so.
The new NPCs also seem pretty interesting.
Mr. Sharkman.
Fuck, what's his name? We were only just introduced to him last week, so I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either. We'll just call him King Shark.
Look, he's a lot more intelligent than King Shark.
He is, but he looks exactly like King Shark. Let's be honest.
He looks like a Araba, rather.
DC's lawyers are going to be kicking down some doors, it seems.
Nah, he doesn't. He's nowhere near as chunky as King Shark.
Yeah. There are some versions of King Shark that are a bit slimmer, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he's still on the slimmer side even then. Look, you gotta understand, some monsters are cute, and that's how they get you.
Yeah.
That is how they get you.
Yeah, Sanraku gonna kill some mermaids.
Hell yeah. Though I think they're more likely sirens than mermaids, if we're being like.
Oh yeah, I guess they do behave like sirens now that you mention it, but
yeah,
but physically
they look
they're
like mermaids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of wild that they can Sanraku can breathe underwater, unless there's like some sort of air bubble dome around the city.
That's what I'm assuming.
But yeah, the party has been scattered by Headhunted, yanking the ship underwater. So
yeah,
just good old yoink for a party scatter type thing.
Also, the fight on the ship was pretty fun too.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Love Sanraku realizing, oh shit, this is a fucking escort mission. Oh shit, oh shit,
oh shit, oh shit, we can't let that kid die. Oh shit.
And he did figure out the condition for the quest starting up pretty quickly as well.
Yeah.
Too bad he figured it out too late to actually stop it from happening.
Yeah.
But, wonder how long it's going to take for him to meet up with everyone else.
Yeah. But yeah. Fun stuff, Shangri-La Frontier.
We got, 6 episodes left this season?
Oh jeez, yeah, we only have 6 episodes left. We gotta fit it. We gotta wrap this up and the esports arc.
I get the sense that we're not going to see the actual fight with Headhunted this core.
Probably not.
They're probably going to be like, okay, we're going to faff about for a day or two, and then we're going to do the esports thing.
Yeah.
Though I am curious as to what the esports arc is going to entail, because the visuals in the OP look interesting.
Yeah, unless the esports stuff is like set up for like another season. Like they start like with the last episode or the last 2 episodes or whatever, and it's like, hey, next season coming soon or whatever.
Yeah, given how long and intense the last 2 fights against the fucking Colossi have been, I don't imagine we'll actually get the full Headhunted fight.
Yeah,
if we
I don't
start it this season.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's probably just setting up for a future fight.
Look, we're absolutely getting a season 3 of this. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, this show's pretty popular.
Yeah. So I imagine the Headhunted fight, if that's when it happens, will be in season 3. But yeah.
Besides, this is C2C. What else are they doing? They aren't doing anything.
I don't think they're doing too much. No.
Yeah, exactly. They're not doing anything. So
they
yeah,
don't have anything lined up for the future. I do think we have second seasons, or rather continuation seasons announced for Tsukimichi and Reincarnated as a Sword, but that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if those are still going to be with C2C, because I think Tsukimichi shifted studios in its second season.
Man, C2C is an interesting studio. They've done some solid shows, but I never think about them as a studio.
Yeah, Tsukimichi switched it over to JC staff, so yeah. I don't know if Reincarnated as a Sword is going to be C2C as well, but yeah, no, they've done some good stuff.
Yeah. Even still, I'm pretty sure Shangri-La Frontier is probably their biggest thing.
It's their biggest thing, yeah, in general, I think. Because most of the other stuff they've done is more or less minor seasonal hits, if that.
Yeah.
And also Tenchi Muyo.
Aside from Reincarnated as a Sword, which, reminder, it sold shockingly well here over in the West for some reason. I don't know why, but...
I'm pretty sure it's because it's a well-written isekai with a compelling female main character.
I know, it's just like, it's just kind of, out of all the good isekai that have come out, which, albeit not a long list, but still, it's like, why this one?
I need to look up and see how many good isekai get sequels versus mediocre or bad ones. That'd be an interesting list to see. You know, I'll figure that out and get back to you guys when we get to the wrap-up.
It is funny that a lot of isekai do tend to be one and done in terms of adaptations.
The thing is, we're getting a lot more anime like that nowadays, because most of them are advertisements for their source materials.
Yeah.
And the ones that aren't, you know, like the originals, tend to only be one core outside of, like, maybe one or two cores per year. The anime industry has shifted a lot in the past 20 years.
Yeah.
But speaking of shifting in trends...
Let's move on to Solo Leveling Season 2, Arise from the Shadow.
Gotta love the whole thing of the fuckboy celebrity getting instantly overshadowed.
Yeah, that was so funny because they ended an episode on that guy's reveal, and I'm like, okay, what's this dude's deal? And it's like, oh, he literally does not matter at all. It's very funny.
Quick, someone tell him he doesn't know.
It was just an excuse for Jinwoo to become famous, so that's fun.
Yeah, I do love the bit of his sister having to be told, "Hey, look, your brother's on the fucking TV. Look."
Wait, what?
But yeah, I think both you and I have only watched last week's episode between now and did we both watch the episode before that? Before the stream? I don't remember.
It's one of the first things I watch in the morning, so I probably did.
But yeah, the whole thing about the fuckboy actor getting upstaged was great.
Yeah.
Also, the one dude at the front just telling him off, like, "Hey, no press conferences here. Get the fuck off the stairs."
Yeah.
But yeah, Jinwoo just gets outed as the next big thing, and is like, "Yeah, I appreciate all your guys' offers to join your guild, but I want to be a strong, independent man who don't need no guild. So, bye."
Yeah, and with since he's famous now, he can sell a lot of his shit and make more money.
The whole bit where he's like, "Hold on, let me reach into my bag real quick," and definitely pull out the stuff that's definitely been in there this whole time.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a good subtle gag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just selling a bunch of things that basically hold no value to him, but are apparently worth a lot of money.
Yeah. But and then he does the whole thing where he's like, "Hey, I'm summoning my goons. Goons, go protect my sister and also random people around the city."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he remembers that orc boss dude had 4 guys, but he only managed to collect 3 because he punted one to the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, that was funny. I didn't even realize that he didn't get all of them.
That was.
Wait, was there 4 of you?
The show's got a lot more subtle callbacks and brick joke gags.
Yeah. And I mentioned this already before, but I do like that his shadow minions, they do have a little bit of personality there. They're pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're developing minds of their own. Oh no.
And then he returns to the whole quest to get the last thing he needs for the life elixir or whatever the hell it's called.
So it turns out that his bestie's father is catching the same disease.
Oh
no.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. He's fucking dying.
Yep. I mean, Jinwoo's old design was probably better because it was more characterful. But at the same time, you gotta give some of the ladies the man service of them back shots from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
shots of him flexing his back and all that.
Yeah, it's that whole meme from it's that whole meme. I'll take her home by 9, and your daughter calls me daddy too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally that transition.
Look. Chan thinks he smells nice.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, hilarious plot points and like one of the most ridiculous reasons to ship these 2 characters together, but still funny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. It's a little weird, but I don't hate it.
It is far from the weirdest relationship story I've ever seen in an anime.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to list off all the ones that are weirder. There's no time.
Yeah. Oh, and
yeah.
And while fighting off the demons, he's like, "I've always wondered, do demons feel fear?"
Yeah.
Guess I have my answer.
That is honestly kind of badass, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Wimpy Jinwoo design is better, yes. But still. I don't mind this design too much, even if the original one is more unique for a protagonist in this kind of story.
I personally prefer buff hot Jinyu.
I wonder why.
I mean, I don't.
No, it's completely fair.
It ain't even like that, to be honest. I mean, yes, but also it's like I don't know.
Look, no,
I like cool badasses. Who doesn't, you know?
Look, I'm not going to rag on you for it. And yes, he does have a cool badass design.
Yeah.
Also, the effect that he has with the shadow over his eyes is pretty cool.
Besides, I've seen enough shows where the small puppy is secretly a badass. I just like badass design does badass things, you know.
Look, a good design is a good design.
Yeah.
Even if it ain't perfect, or even if no design is preferable to others in customize.
Also, just the sharp transition between the two is still just hilarious to me. Like they do not look like the same character at all.
Like one episode he's a twink, the next episode he's fucking shredded. Like, when the fuck did that happen? How?
I don't know how that's
Have you been roiding
possible.
up, bro?
Even with the literal life hacks that he's using, I don't know how that's physically possible.
The answer is roids. He's been injecting the roids.
But yeah, solo leveling's a lot of fun. Weirdly enough, the story has actually been pretty decent this season.
It's
which I
definitely a step
didn't.
up from the first season, I think.
Yeah, and now we're getting more shit with the Chimera Ant wannabes. So
Yeah.
they're actually
Things are-
setting up for that.
Things are definitely going to go well there.
Yeah, but yeah, lots of fun. It's a fun show. It's the highlight of my Saturday mornings. So
Honestly, Saturday's a really good day for anime for me, because there's
Yeah.
just a lot of good shows. The only issue is I have work in the morning on Saturdays.
oh, that sucks.
Is what it is.
I been there, done that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we should probably move on to a show with a decidedly less masculine protagonist.
I mean, in that it's a girl, yeah.
No, I mean just like buff and shredded, dude.
I guess, okay. I feel like...
Unless the protagonist of Sorairo Utility suddenly got jacked or something.
No,
I'm not gonna complain about that.
but I feel like there were better segues, but
I
okay.
could have worded that better. I could have
Yeah,
worded that better.
Yeah, not your best work, my friend.
No, I
But
could have
yes,
worded that 100 times better. A
let's...
show with a less buff protagonist.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on to Sorairo Utility.
You could have just said now for another fun show.
But that's boring.
Yeah, it's better than what you said.
I know, I fucked up. I followed the bag on that one. I will take credit. You guys talk about this show, because I don't know shit about it, clearly.
I mean, it's just cute girls play golf, to be honest.
Yeah, it continues to be very fun, though. I love
Yeah,
the
it's-
fucking three old dudes trying the special moves from the golf mangas of their youth, and all ending up in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Especially Tadakoro, because it's not like he actually hurt himself physically, he just hurt himself emotionally. And still had to get an ambulance. But the VR golf thing was pretty entertaining, and if
that was pretty fun.
if a little easy to read, it was clear that Minami's new special move would be the one that they needed in the end.
Yeah, but I like it. It rewards her efforts.
Yeah, no, as I said, it's not bad. It's not bad by any stretch. Yeah, and then we had episode 8, which went a little bit more into Haruka, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good that Haruka could take the sort of weight of the protagonist role, considering Minami was too busy being chased by wildlife 3 times.
she incurred the wrath of the crows and also a deer. So by just yelling 4.
Yeah. They took against her.
The crows I understand. Why the deer? Deer are very timid creatures.
Well, that one wasn't.
Yeah, clearly.
But yeah, again.
Also, you know that Nokotan messed me up, because as soon as I saw that deer, I just subconsciously yelled "Shika." I can never look at a deer in anime the same again.
On the bright side of animal interactions, that frog managed to help Minami out.
Yeah, yes, the funnily cartoonish frog.
Yeah, the very happy-looking frog.
Yeah. That frog looked like it was from another anime.
Yeah. That frog looked like it was from another country. It looked like a Disney frog.
Yeah, it kind of did.
But yeah, like there's nothing too major. Just again, a lot of fun. I'm not expecting anything particularly plot heavy from this show at this point.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just gonna read the name of the light novel out in full.
Oh yeah.
Genius middle school pro golfer transferred to another world. Hole-in-one showdown with the Demon King at the 18th hole.
That's hilarious.
That's I've heard of that anime.
It did make me think. Would I watch a golf isekai? I probably would.
Yeah, I think I would. That sounds too much. That sounds too much fun.
That does
And,
sound
like,
genuinely interesting, to be honest.
Because based on what we saw, the girl's friend was turned into a golf club. That's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was certainly quite dumb and entertaining. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, it nearly got Izumi interested in golf, which, somewhat ironic considering this series is about getting people interested in golf. But yeah, no, this as I said, this continues to be a really fun show. Surprisingly well animated as well.
Yeah, there were some really good cuts in this week's episode.
And yeah, I mean, I do hope we get a little bit more with Haruka's backstory, but I'm not forcing it. I'm happy with what I'm getting thus far.
Nah, this is a chill, fun. Well, I don't even know if I could call it chill, considering what happened this week, but still, a very fun. Little show.
This was probably the most drama I think we've gotten, and yet it was still done in quite a chill way.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like because I think near the start of the episode I was worried that Megami would be sort of too hard on Haruka and it would bring up some bad memories, but no, she was very sort of complimentary about Haruka's new approach. Obviously, there was stuff being left unsaid, and certainly Minami could read that Haruka wasn't, her usual self, even if Minami had no way of explaining it. Was going the typical sort of idiot savant route of going, she was like a woo, and now she's like a bam.
I love that description so much. That's so funny, and they kept it going too.
Yeah.
She's in the background. Oh
yeah,
my
like
god.
Ayaka is trying to translate this fucking dumbassery. But yeah, no, this show is, as I said, continues to be really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the rest of it, but we should
Also, wait, before we move on, I do
Yeah.
feel the need to mention that apparently this show also has like little web shorts that are also a crossover with Birdie Wing.
Oh god,
What?
Yeah, they're like little. I haven't watched any myself, and they're only in Japanese. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, they're little chibi web shorts that are also crossovers with Birdie Wing. Apparently,
That's amazing.
yeah. So I thought it'd be fun to know that those exist.
Give me a second. I've got to Google this now.
I could probably find a link if I dig deep enough.
Yeah, there is an ONA episode that crosses over.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I found a YouTube video with English subs.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
So I will watch that when the stream is over.
Yep, same here.
Okay, great. Is that making you more interested, Jack?
Maybe.
I can't wait for Eve to just show up in just a random episode.
I can't wait for this to be more Yuri than Birdie Wing. I mean, look,
we can only hope.
Haruka got way too happy at getting to tie Minami up.
Yeah.
And
I don't think
Ayaka,
it's possible.
She really was down for that.
yeah, and Ayaka had
don't
the
think
same idea as me about that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to be gayer than Birdie Wing without going straight into straight out text.
It could.
True.
You don't know that it
Yeah,
won't.
It could. It could.
I won't
I'm
dismiss
not-
that
I
out
wouldn't
right now.
bet
I'm
on
just
it.
saying.
I wouldn't bet on it, but
Yeah.
You know.
Anyway, we should move on to our next show, which is Tasokare Hotel. Masaki continues to be a fucking prick. Like, I spent, I would say, a good third of my notes just railing against Masaki and wanting Neko to throw hands with him. Thankfully, he wasn't as much of a presence in episode 6. But in episode 5, he kept fucking interfering because basically a lovey-dovey couple appeared at the hotel at the same time. And while it seemed like the man was actually married and cheating on his wife, as it turned out, the man was, in the real world, is happily married to a woman called Kyoko. And unfortunately, the woman who appeared in the hotel with him is also called Kyoko and is his stalker. And was therefore pretending to be his wife.
Fun.
As it turns out, the reason they appeared at the same time is because she went full yandere and tried to kill them both.
Fun.
Luckily, she died, he survived.
Fun.
Though, unfortunately, yet again, Masaki interfered to make things worse, and Kyoko tried to traumatize this guy, what is it? Toru, by committing suicide in front of him. I'm not sure how much it can be considered suicide when she's already dead.
Yes.
But yeah, I sincerely want Neko to just throw hands with him and beat the shit out of him. I think she could. Episode 6 was more lighthearted. You're not going to think it from the way that I open this description of the episode, but a kid appeared with around the same time as an older gentleman. They started bonding in a grandparent-grandchild sort of way. As it turns out, the older fella was also the musician who inspired Atari to try his hand at music. As well as another connection as well, and yeah, it was a nice episode. I'm glad that Masaki was only in like maybe 30 seconds of it, and otherwise they fucking kept this prick away from the kid, who turned out to be alive in the end. So that's fine. The old guy is dead, but the kid is fine. Well, alive. I'm not. He fell from. Basically, what happened was he found a kitten outside, wanted to bring it home, but his mum said no because she was worried it would worsen his asthma. Kid ran away with the kitten, climbed on the top of a slide. The kitten, as it turns out, did make his asthma worse. He started coughing and fell off the slide and rather whacked his head on the floor. But as I said, he's fine. He's alive. He's alive. I was worried yes, I'm fairly sure about that. I was worried. I was very worried that the show would go a darker route. It's done it before. But yeah, no, I'm definitely still enjoying this. I mean, if nothing else, I am 100% invested in fucking Masaki getting what's coming to him. It better something what he deserves better come to him. I'm gonna be really frustrated if it doesn't.
Yeah, you don't want to see him pull a Karma Houdini. That's never fun.
I want him to go to literal hell, but we'll see.
Alright, are you ready to move from one spooky show to another?
Yes, let us move on to Toilet Bound Hanako-kun Season 2.
With rom-com antics. We're having a fun time here. Definitely nothing horrible or unsettling going on. No siree.
I mean, let's talk about episode 5 first, which was basically the first half was just the author wanting to write a zombie story.
Except with the monkey as the catalyst.
With the monkey, yeah.
Sorry, I just said monkey by reflex.
I mean, Return to Moke is, you know.
Yes. It is a meme the author would definitely endorse.
I mean, it's just so fucking wild and insane that you think it must be like a dream or something. But no, that happened. That legitimately happened.
Yeah. They just had a way to undo it quickly, as it turns out.
Yeah. Well,
Which is still silly.
It ends with fucking Teru, like, rizzing Nene up while Hanako and Tsuchigomori are drowning in the pool. Like, I would have sworn...
Hanako's drowning in the background of your picture. This ain't about him.
I would have sworn that would end with Nene waking up and being, oh, it was a dream. And then there was the Mitsuba segment, which... I feel bad for Mitsuba, but I do not like his humor, to be honest.
A lot of it is definitely jokes about how effete he is.
It's just not that funny to me.
Yeah.
What was significantly more interesting was episode 6. Yeah, that was wild. So it's clear, we know that Mitsuba knows that the Bizarro world is fake. But it's interesting that Hanako, Amane, whatever you want to call him, doesn't seem to have been tipped off by it.
Though I do wonder if that's actually Hanako and not a projection created by the school wonder.
Well, the tale about the wonder, Shijima-san, said that it makes wishes come true. Mitsuba's was obviously to join the class. I don't think Hanako would have obviously, made a wish, but Tsukasa maybe did, and it may have involved Hanako, Amane, his brother, whatever. Because they did, I believe, Aoi did mention that Amane had a twin brother in another class. So I honestly don't remember. I've not reread this stuff before, so this is very much still new to me. But I am, certainly looking forward to it. As I said, this feels too manipulative for Hanako to do. So I think it's more likely that he has been dragged in. It's possible that this Amane is a projection, but I also can see Tsukasa, dragging Hanako in, thinking he's doing a good thing for his brother.
There are a number of possible explanations for why Tsukasa might be behind this. It could indeed just be pure fuckery on his part, but it could also, as you suggested, be a kind of twisted, well-intentioned thing.
I mean, from what I remember of their relationship, it is fairly yandere-ish, honestly. In a more platonic sense, obviously. I fucking hope so, anyway.
You can still be very possessive of someone
Yes,
even if you don't have
absolutely.
romantic interest in them.
But it's, it's yandere in the sense of maybe not the possessiveness of it, but the sort of toxic love aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tsukasa does have a very, very toxic relationship with Hanako, Amane, whatever. Hamane? Yeah. So Amako could work. So yeah, I don't know.
It is definitely a very interesting plot hook to a longer storyline.
The other
I know
thing...
you're a filthy source material reader, Mill. You don't need to.
Well, no, as I said, I haven't reread it for a while, and I read it a while ago. I don't remember. I legitimately don't remember.
So you're almost as deep in the dark as I am. Yay!
I will probably remember vagaries once stuff comes up, but I don't remember it right now.
Oh, goody goody.
I mean, the other thing that could be quite interesting is, remember, when Nene went to the past during the festival episode and met, young Amane. Amane did put the wish slips up saying, I want to meet Nene again.
Yeah, that's interesting.
There could be
very interesting.
There could be an aspect of that to it as well, and Hanako did it by complete accident. I don't know. As I said, this is just thoughts going on in my mind, but certainly this is going to be a longer story arc. I know it. I had a look at the volume that we're in, and it is certainly it takes up the entirety of this volume. I don't know if it goes into the next one. But yeah, no, Hanako continues to be very interesting, very entertaining. I love that fucking concussed male owie twice.
Yeah, that was funny.
And the fact that the whole Moke of the Dead situation was entirely Teru's fault.
Also hilarious, yes. And he was like, yeah, no, definitely, totally my fault. Look over that way.
I mean, yeah, he did, the scenario that he posited for, what could have happened to cause this outbreak was suspiciously specific, as it turned out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, yeah, no, Hanako-kun, still very entertaining, still really enjoying it. But we should move on to our next show, which is Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister.
So, got the completion of the whole body swapping storyline, which is very fun. Has some very fun bits of protagonist getting swapped at very inopportune moments a couple times. And then it has a really sweet resolution where Yuna talks things out with both Uryu and her friend Michan, and kind of delves into why she has the goals that she has. Also, it's very heavily hinted that the spirit/god that's doing the fuckery around with them, that's, screwing around with them for shits and or giggles, and or possibly character development purposes, is in fact the Amagami sister's mother, who has effectively ascended to godhood after her death.
Right?
As you do when you die.
That's what it does, yes. But yeah, now that arc's effectively, I think there's one more episode in that arc that's basically serving as the coda to it, but the arc is effectively coming to an end with that, and wonder what the home stretch of the season is going to look like, because each of the sisters has gotten her time in the spotlight, but and Uryu's gotten his own development as well, so I wonder what direction the rest of the season will take, because I know the manga is still ongoing for this, but I have no idea how much material this series has adapted so far and how much material is out there. We'll have to look that up. Yeah, good stuff, and yeah, I'm enjoying what's out there so far.
Yeah,
move on.
Still ongoing. Started in April 2021.
So it's probably around like 150-ish chapters or so at this point.
Depends if it's weekly or monthly, of course.
If it's weekly, it's definitely around 150 odd chapters. I'm gonna look up the actual chapter count right now.
Weekly Shonen magazine, which you would imagine is weekly.
Yeah.
18 volumes, and 171 chapters at the moment.
Okay, so I was pretty close. Okay, so that's fairly close.
Do you remember what, sort of the name of the last episode was?
Fuck, I can actually look it up, though.
Maybe we can match it to a chapter title?
Nadeshiko Hide and Seek, Worry chapter.
Okay. How about the episode before that? Oh wait, no. No, I found it. The first Maiden's Hide and Seek is chapter 56, and the last one is chapter 63.
Okay. Oh, so they're making some pretty, they're going at a pretty good clip then. It doesn't feel like they've, glazed over anything either, which is pretty neat. But yeah, probably move on from one rom-com-y show with fantasy elements to another rom-com-y show with fantasy elements.
Let's move on to our penultimate show, which is Welcome to Japan, Ms. Elf.
Dragon MILF has a bit of an immature side.
Let her burn down a village, dude. Please, she deserves it. She's basically a single mom.
She's a single mom raising 3 rowdy kids. Let her have her break time, damn it.
Also, I just really like the little dragon on the guy's back. That's just cute.
Yeah, the little dragon's a great design.
Yeah.
Very adorable. I wonder how long it takes for them to grow up.
It's actually a good question.
She does mention that, she's been around for several centuries.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm. I know, I think Maria's mentioned to be a little over 100 years old, which makes her, a young adult by elf standards, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, them acting all innocent and scandalized over the whole hand-holding thing. That was great.
Yeah.
No, you don't understand. We've only held hands.
You only held hands?
You filthy degenerates. Yeah, two continue to be cute, together. Also, Miui is adorable.
Miui is adorable. I will be honest, aside from, I guess, Miui and the stuff involving, Dragon Mom, I kinda am not too interested in the fantasy world stuff.
Yeah, the fantasy world is less interesting than the showing Marie around the mundane world. Though
exactly.
I do appreciate that we are going to get Dragon Mommy going to the real world at some point, looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. I'm happy for that. But yeah, whenever we're in the fantasy world, I'm like, can we go back to Japan, please?
Yeah. I mean, even them introducing like the whole mage intrigue thing with the punk-looking mage dude. I don't know how well that's gonna play, dude.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Like, this show doesn't need drama. This show is perfectly fine being fluffy fun.
Yeah, that's where this show is at its best, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Like the whole bit with her bonding with the librarian and her husband was great. And deciding, oh hey, I can hang out with you guys and learn a bit more Japanese and about Japanese culture while Kazuhiro is doing work. It's like giving her actual friends outside of her relationship with him is very good, and
Yeah.
series need to realize that, hey, maybe don't focus exclusively on the relationship between the two leads.
Yeah, and as long as she doesn't take her hat off.
Yeah, should be fine.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
How are they going to hide her the dragon's tail?
Oh.
And her horn.
Oh. Huh.
Those are a lot more conspicuous than just elf ears.
They'll just make it seem like she's a cosplayer.
Okay, sure.
Or weird dragon magic, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this show is cute and fun.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this show is just them being in Japan and showing Marie around and seeing her try new food and make friends and stuff like that. That's cute and fun. I like it. I'm not too into the fantasy world stuff. Although Marie making Mule end the sentences with meow is pretty funny.
Yeah. He's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Sounds cringe, bro. She's like, do it. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be really awkward when the dragon has to go to Japan, because it's probably gonna be the same thing with Marie, where she wakes up with no clothes.
Oh yeah, wait, you have a point. Uh-oh.
That'll be fine.
There'll be some people who are into that.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously.
Also, the reason I'm not saying her name is because it's very difficult to pronounce. Uridra, I think it is.
Redra, yeah.
The W is silent, I think.
Phonetically, it's Uridra,
Yeah.
like with a U.
Hmm.
Huh. Uridra. I'll just say Uridra.
I do think it is funny that Mui has a very awkward relationship with the dude who's basically watching over him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about as interesting as the fantasy world stuff gets.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of, Mui and Uridra's whole thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe something could change in the future. They're definitely setting stuff up. So
Yeah. But I just like the slice of life stuff in Japan. Goddammit,
yeah.
it's so fucking cute.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, should probably move on from one fantastical show to another.
Let's move on to our final show, which is Zenshu.
Number, Mel, let me ask you a question.
I wondered why you'd added that.
Yes, it was for this specific joke. But yeah, episode 6 wraps up the conflict that introduced Justice and has Natsuko, after getting her ego deflated, play more of a support role in the fight against the Void threat in that episode, with Justice providing the assist. And then while Luke and Unio do most of the heavy lifting with some a last-minute clutch play from Memel. But that's a really good episode, really well animated, and ends with a fantastic Sakuga sequence with Luke cutting the void in half with a beam sword, which is fucking awesome.
Sounds pretty cool.
But
yeah.
Beam swords
the
are
episode-
pretty sick.
Yeah, gotta love good old sword beam. But yeah, the episode does also confirm that the other 4 founding members of the 9 soldiers are dead at this point.
Right.
Because it does have Luke and Justice visiting their graves. But yeah, and then episode 7 has has an extended flashback of Natsuko from the perspective of 4 different people who fell in love with her.
Right.
So you get first her classmate, who she develops a crush on Natsuko, but ultimately is forced to move away. And Natsuko
did you say,
draws her.
Did you say
Yeah,
she? Okay.
Yeah. Natsuko draws her a drawing from of characters from Tale of Perishing as a farewell gift to her. Natsuko is oblivious to all this affection, by the way.
Yeah.
It's part of one of her character complexes is that she doesn't really understand love. And then next is her in middle school with a classmate of hers who develops a crush on her because of just how intense and passionate she is. And eventually she gets a really up close and personal with him to try to learn how to draw him running and draw him like drinking. Just really dedicated to getting the details of a guy down for her drawing art. And then she's completely oblivious to his affections, and he gets his heart broken. Rip him. And then there's the first anime director she worked under when she was, I think, a 2nd or 3rd year in high school. And he's only a year, like 2-3 years older than her, or something like that. He eventually develops a rivalry / crush on her after she breaks out from. She very quickly takes over his whole project and then becomes a breakout success of her own. And he develops a rivalry attraction to her, but it goes nowhere because she is oblivious. And then we get a little bit with her at the anime studio where she starts the story and she tries to understand love after being assigned by the director, who she also develops a crush on Natsuko. And Natsuko...
Wow.
Natsuko has some serious
shit
riz.
magnet.
I know. Natsuko has some serious riz. She is completely oblivious. It's more bi riz actually, because it's 2 guys and 2 girls.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, she's trying to figure out what love is, so she asks in very creepy manner what each person's first love was like, and tries running straight at somebody with toast in her mouth to see if she can replicate the whole rom-com trope of the crash into meet cute.
Alright.
It's hilarious. The whole montage is great. Like, Natsuko is just built different from most people. Yeah, and then after the flashbacks, we get her in the back in the present, at a waking up after falling asleep, presumably in a food coma at a party, celebrating their victory, and we get Justice getting teased over their whole return to their heroic return to battle, even if it was temporary, and getting a cute little nickname. And then we get some ominous foreshadowing over what's going to happen next. I have no idea what the fuck's going to happen in the next 5 episodes. I am scared. But yeah, no, it's really good development for Natsuko, and to a lesser extent the rest of the cast as well. episode 7 really was like probably the best episode of the series, which is saying something.
Mhm.
Though episode 6 was also really excellent. But yeah, I can not continue. I can not shill the series enough.
Fair. I mean, look, I definitely don't think I've got enough time for it this season, but maybe later on, if I've got more time.
I mean, you have what, like 5 weeks till we do the next 5 or 6 weeks till we do the next one.
I'm making no promises, dude.
Yeah, I've been meaning to give it a few more episodes. I just haven't. I've literally just not been able to.
Yeah. I mean, again, highly recommend. Please join me in this abyss. But yeah, honestly, I think this is the best isekai of the season by quite a wide margin. Even a season with some surprisingly good isekais. But yeah, probably wrap it up there.
All right, then that is everything. So thank you everybody for watching or just listening, because you know this is effectively a podcast. Hopefully you've enjoyed in terms of future stuff. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday as always. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Please press that bell icon to stay in the know.
And hopefully we shall see you tomorrow for probably some more D&D. Good night.
Later.
Bye bye.